Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes. How are the two best thieves in Stromheim doing today?
Ooh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
Good. Excellent. So we're resting in game.
Yes.
I think we're down for about 10-ish days while you doctor up.
Oh, because I got fucked up, yeah.
You got stabbed, you got a giant rock dropped on your head, and then you got shot in the back. It was a bad
I got
day.
stabbed twice. Yeah. It's not a great day as far as days go. That's true.
Yet Luther always rises back up again. You can't
True.
keep him down.
So, I've got 28 HP to recover. With a doctor, I'm getting, 3 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 10 days.
I think I'll just during one of these days go to the Grimy Gremlin and see if I can talk to the bartender.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
If at any point, just before you go into that, Sierra is, if I get some time alone with him while I'm resting, let me know.
Yeah. Would you?
Do,
should that happen
first.
before the Grimy Gremlin, or just at any point?
No, at any point in the 10 days.
Well, let's start with the Grimy Gremlin then.
Yeah.
You head on down, Pigeon, and the bouncer. It's a different guy. You haven't seen this guy before, but he seems to know who you are already and lets you in without any problems.
Okay, that's nice.
Fiona's still
Who's
there.
in here today?
It's an extremely quiet day. There are two other people who are having a private conversation, intentionally, like not at the bar, at one of the tables, and it's Fiona the bartender, and that's it.
I'll get a drink. I'll position myself in the best spot to read their lips. Here is my lip reading check.
Natural fucking 20.
That's my 4th in a row.
You get another 20.
I did. Oh, it wouldn't be my 4th in a row. Never mind.
No,
I
but you
rolled a
did
reading check
like
earlier.
3 in a row last week.
That's right. Yeah.
God, it's damn.
Come around finally.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna have Nick roll something, but I think it's better done in secret. Oh, that's a very fascinating roll right here. So, these two gentlemen, it's two men, two human men. They're talking, like, you're watching them for a little while. It takes a while to pick up the whole course of the conversation. Of course, you're in this place and there's not a lot of cover, so you also don't want to be, like, staring at them. You got to be finding a way to, like, make it so you can look at them and catch at least what one of them is saying, but without blowing your cover because there's only 4 people in this entire room, right? So it's a little bit harder, and it's going to take a little longer. But you roll a 20, so you nail it. No questions asked. And the conversation that you pick up on over the course of like 45 minutes is that they've got, like, they're developing a little list of the micro gangs on the west side of the city. And you can see like these names being dropped down and locations being talked about. And you're not sure what their plans are yet, but they're definitely doing like okay, and who else do we have? Oh, right, we've got those people over on, like, Rotha Street. Okay, yeah. And takes about 45 minutes for you to really piece together what this is. And their conversation isn't fast. There's lots of pauses and thinking, and then, like, this is a good idea. And you'll miss little bits here and there, and you'll get little bits where someone's like, no, I don't think we should mess with them, or those guys will be easy. They might even be too easy and not worth our time.
Interesting. Do our name ever get brought up?
That is interesting.
Yes.
Was it you shouldn't mess with
You
them?
see yourself mentioned twice, actually.
Yourself meaning Pigeon or Steel Team 6?
Well, at first, someone says, oh, wasn't there a group called the Wet Bandits? And the other person is like, yeah, I think they're pretty stupid. That should be an easy one. And then later you hear, Steel Team 6. And then someone go, probably. There's a bunch of dwarves working for them right now, I've seen. I'm sure that if they've got dwarves working for them, let's add them.
Okay, so we're on a list. Got it. That's nice to know.
You're on a list twice, at least.
Yeah. Can I take a good... But I don't know what this list is for yet, correct? I just know that we're on a list.
Someone's making a list, and they've put your name on it.
Okay, and then they said about another group, they were like, did they say like, no, they're too hard, or no, we don't need them?
It was, they're easy. They might be too easy and not worth it.
Okay, interesting. Can I remember their faces?
You can do your absolute best to remember their faces. What's your charisma? I'm going to roll it in secret.
7.
All right, Pigeon. Okay, I really usually don't like to talk about the rolls I have behind the screen because I roll it behind the screen so that you don't know what I rolled. But literally on the...
It's not 20.
Well, I've rolled a 1 and 2 20s out of the 3 rolls that I've made.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, which means there of the 4 die rolls today, it's 3 20s and a 1.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay.
It's just it's weird. I'm feeling uncomfortable with the
So, but he doesn't
swinginess.
know if he doesn't know if he's remembered the faces, I guess.
Well, he
you make
either
your
rolled a
best
20
efforts.
or a 1 on the face remembering, and I'll bring it into play later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go talk to the bartender here.
Okay.
Tell me if they get up to leave, because I'm going to probably follow them at some point.
All right.
Okay. Hello, Fiona.
Another one, Pigeon?
Yes, another one. Let's see how intoxicated I am, because I've been here a little bit. I've been drinking. Okay, I'm a little drunk, so this is actually fits in. This is what I wanted. I was talking to my boys, and I was wondering if you guys needed anything from us or the best lockpick in the world.
What do you mean?
I shrug. Well, we're trying to get more, ingratiated with your group.
Well, here's how it goes. A lot of the other gangs, pretty ordinary structures, methods. That's not how things work around here. People often... There's a cultural assumption that it's nice to let foster and fester, but it's a bit of a misunderstanding. See, we don't really need anyone's help, and we don't really have any jobs. What we like is having a variety of people around. I don't know if that makes sense to you yet. It might one day. But
Shrug.
if you're looking for some sort of official work, you shouldn't sit around waiting. It's probably not going to come. You say you're the best locksmith in the world. We got a couple of people who argue over that title all the time. You know what I mean?
We gotta get them. Yeah. Oh yeah. I get it. Well, if you ever need me, I hang around. We do our own stuff, so we're not begging. But it would be nice not to get our, friends stolen away. I say laughing a little bit.
Yeah. You had just talked. Luther had just talked to Fiona about this a few days ago.
A few days ago.
She gives you that look of sort of quiet contemplation, trying to decide what should be said and what shouldn't be said. Well, it's not a 1 or a 20, but it is a significant number. Listen. When we take a job that matters, doesn't matter who it is that's standing in our way. It's not personal. Don't take it personal. But when things need to be done, they need to be done. And Steel Team 6, Demon Slayers, Copperheads, Temple Hill, doesn't matter.
Do you take jobs against your own?
Well, who is our own, Pigeon?
I do a little shrug.
The one lady who took Lemon.
This is maybe a helpful tool for you since you're up and coming, she says. She like leans over onto the bar. Her daggers in her bandolier sort of like clinking as she does so. Puts her elbows on it and looks you dead in the face and goes, you gotta learn to prioritize. The things that are most important, things that you like, things that you care about, kind of, and the things that don't really matter. You got to create your priority list. Then you got to chase your top priorities wherever it takes you. Okay? Have you figured out your top priorities yet?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Otherwise, you're just wasting around in the middle game.
Well, my big goal is to go and steal from Limp Dick Emmerich and Crownhold.
Yeah, that's not a big goal. It's a pretty low-level goal there.
Really?
Then like that doesn't get you anything. That's what, status? Fame? That's not a real goal. That's just it's a landmark. What's your goal?
Pigeon sits on it and thinks.
You know, let me have that drink and I'll come back to you. Let me think for a little bit.
Pours you a drink, slides it over, says, you don't need an answer right now, but if you ever want to make something of yourself, you gotta have something you care about, something you're aiming for. Fame, fortune, once you get it, you realize you don't really care about it all that much.
Okay. Well, what's your goal?
She taps her fingers. You know, she's standing up, so she's like wrapping her fingers on the bar. She shakes her head. I don't think I know you well enough to share that with you. And I know you well enough that I'm not going to lie to you about it.
I go sit down and I'll have this drink. I pay her. I'm going to leave without coming up with a goal or anything because he agrees. He needs to think on it. And I'm going to get into a good vantage point to where the bodyguard can't see me, but I can see who comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. This door exits into sort of a sketchy, shady little spot. The bartender, you can just go down an alleyway or around a corner. There's not that many exits. Do you want to be on the ground or did you want to be like on rooftops and shit?
Rooftop.
Okay. And this is at night.
Yeah, I need to follow these guys and see where they live, just so I know. I can get the lay of the land. I can get the kids on them to figure out who they are, where they go.
Yeah. So eventually they will come out. I'm going to need from you to properly follow these people all the way to their home, doing the rooftop thing. I think a nice simplification rather than trying to play it out like street by street is going to be a combination of hide check, move silently check, and then some sort of like dex check to navigate through difficult, like because you're going rooftop to rooftop. And I'm going to give you some bonuses
Perception
to these.
in there as well, to like keep track of them.
I think with the rooftops, it should be pretty easy because it's nighttime. So I'm going to forego the perception check, but the dexterity check will need to be a little bit harder because if you're on the ground, you wouldn't need the dex check, but you would need the perception check. Otherwise, you might lose them around a corner. Let me just get my modifiers before you make any rolls, so that way it doesn't sound like I'm picking my modifiers to make you succeed or make you fail.
So what was it? Dex, move
Dex,
silently,
hide,
and
and move silently. Yeah.
You should be smashing all of them. What have you got on move silently and hide?
16 and 14.
Oh, baby.
I mean, but it's 3 rolls that you gotta get.
3 rolls are tough. Okay.
I'm at
Move
14 and 15.
silently. Hide. Dex. For move silently, we have. What sort of gear are you wearing? Do you got like a backpack or armor? Are you
I
encumbered?
wouldn't have my backpack on. Let me look at my gear tab.
Mm-hmm.
I would have my armor on, so I just want to make sure that my weight is correct. My armor is on my person, so I'm base encumbrance.
Cool. All right, so your move silently is actually an opposed roll. It will be opposed by their perception checks. And so even if you fail and they fail, then it's not a problem for you, right?
25.
Okay. Versus... I'm just going to roll 1 perception stat for the 2 of them, but I'm going to roll it at advantage. So I'm going to roll 4d61, and that way I could just make 1 check, but it should average out as if I was making 2. Well, that's not great perception for a pair of rogues.
Well, they didn't see me staring at them in a bar reading their lips.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep. And
The
we
read
roll-
lips skill.
It's been clutch. Yeah, we've got a lot of that.
It's been
I was just
really
thinking
good.
That. Yeah. It's
Well,
like
they-
so much more useful than disguise.
There's another natural 1 that we're adding to the
Okay.
tally of rolls I've made today.
Very
That's
good.
Like 3 20s, 2 1s, and a 2. Next is going to be our hide. And before you roll it, you are going to have reactionary cover, limited, but high quality. So it's going to be a -4 on the hide, and it's also going to be a -4 on the spot. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
That would be a 20. Plus 1 for high ground.
Right.
True.
Right, because that's definitely a thing.
I mean, if you think about it, it maybe should be. Plus
Well,
1
that
for
was
high ground.
I give them high quality cover because you're on a rooftop and it's very easy just to fully dip, but it's
Yeah.
sort of limited and it's reactionary. Not that great. And this is a non-opposed check. This is the one that you need to pass. We're going to need a dex check from you just for the maneuvering on rooftops.
35.
Nailed it. All right. You pass with flying colors. Let's go to a city map here. So, if your house is over here, you cross this main boulevard to get to the grimy gremlin. The folks in question, they kind of come out this way and then they head down and across the main street, and they live in the same apartment building as Patricia. Different unit.
Hey. Oh, that's actually good for us.
Yeah, well, that's good. She might know them.
Might. Okay. Is it too late to go to Rusty's Hook tonight? It's on my way home.
Oh, it's never too late to go to Rusty's Hook.
What's today?
I think today's Thursday, the 11th. This is like the day after you got home.
Okay, I'll go into Rusty's Hook. Is Patricia here? I can't remember if she takes Wednesdays or Thursdays off.
It's Wednesdays are her day off. Today is Thursday. Yeah, you come on in to Rusty's Hook, and it is late. It's not too late. The place is busy, but it's sort of that like real witching hour, divey, gross, dirty busy. Like anyone that had any business is well gone by now.
Okay.
And Patricia is here, of course.
Give
She's-
her a wave.
Yep. She's been here all along. We haven't been mentioning it, but she's one of the main waitresses here. So when Steel Team 6 has come by, she has been waiting on you. She's not been avoiding you, but she's just sort of dropped out of the story and out of the picture.
Yeah.
But you give her a wave, she'll come on over to your table as soon as she's got an option. What can I get for you?
You know, the usual, and I got a question for you, Patricia.
Yeah?
There's some guys who I think are after me, and they live in your apartment building.
Well, you're a handsome man, Pigeon. I'm sure many men are after you.
No, I think they're gonna kill me.
I'm sure you've done something to deserve their ire, haven't you? You've probably ripped them off or, pissed on their children or something?
I've never met these guys in my life.
Then why are they after you?
Because of SEAL Team 6? Because we're in a gang? I don't know. I
Shrug.
She sits on the
I'll
table,
kind of- yeah.
puts the tray over her knees, goes, so you think there's people who live in my building who want to kill you for no reason. Now, have you been seeing Sparky lately?
No, not too much. Just a little.
Well,
I'll whisper in her ear.
I saw them. They were talking about it.
I'll pull out a DV Zircon gem
ooh.
worth 100 gold.
What's the DV stand for again?
I don't rem-
It's the guy's name. It's
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia's name.
Ah,
So these
Carlo
were marked
Vallejo?
as 100 gold.
His son.
Yeah.
oh,
his
his
son.
son. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know the new Zircons that you gave us were 50 GP, but
Right.
these ones you said
These are the
were
100.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll slide it on over to her and say their descriptions and
Mhm.
ask
100 GP.
Who are these guys?
She says, they're the Hatchet brothers.
Does that ring any bells to me?
No.
Maybe Luther will know them.
Well, they're kind of brutes. I know them. We all kind of keep away from them in the building. They're called the Hatchet Brothers because they usually hack up their victims with hatchets
Jesus.
and take out of them for everything they're worth and just leave their dismembered bodies around.
You guys are maniacs.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I
They're
mean,
pretty
I'm
good
sure
at it,
you
too.
and the apartment building wouldn't be too afraid, too sad if they went missing.
She shrugs. It's a big city. There's a lot of people here.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Patricia.
You be a little careful with them. I've seen you climbing way up in the world. I knew you back when I knew you when you got stabbed in an alleyway and I had to nurse you back to health. And I know that's
And
not
I
who you
appreciate
are no
that
more.
forever.
But you be careful with these two, okay? They're
Do they come drink here?
I haven't seen them here in a long time.
Oh, I know where they drink, actually.
Well, if you cause a mess, don't come hiding in my apartment, okay?
Well, I'll keep out of it. Thank you very much.
She pats
If
you
you
on
ever
the
need
head.
anything, you know where to come.
She turns around on her heel and comes right back to the table. What do you mean?
Well, if you ever need help or anything like that, money, or I'm eternally grateful to you, ma'am.
Well, I might have something for you. Come back a little bit later if you're still alive, after you've dealt with these boys.
All right.
I'll pay her.
Mhm.
I'll get up and go home, and I will recant everything to Luther, just as you just did.
You-
And
Luther is unconscious in his hospital bed because it's like 5 a.m. Pigeon
I'm sleeping.
bursts in the room. Oh my God, Luther!
The Hatchet brothers, they're after us.
I look around. I look to the window. Where?
They live in Patricia's apartment. They were making a list, and we were on it
Wait,
twice.
what? Oh shit! I wipe the sleep from my eyes and sit myself up in bed. The who?
I tell you, I was at the Grimy Gremlin. I was drinking. I was eavesdropping. I tell you about the whole list, and then how they talked about the wet bandits, and then us, and they know about our dwarves and everything like that. But they still said that they were going to come. I went and talked to Patricia about it. She has the axes. I give you the spiel.
Do you know him with your local history proficiency?
Yeah, the Hatchet brothers. I remember there was a guy down Rusty's Hook once making a big deal saying he, out in the street where he lived, there was a huge mess, a few guys like all hacked up into pieces, arms everywhere, guts hanging off lampposts.
Well, I know where they live.
Yeah, you said these guys are after me?
They're after us, Steel Team 6.
Oh shit.
And
Why?
the Wet Bandits. They think we're easy marks, but not too easy. So we'll have something.
You said they had like a whole list of people?
Oh yeah, I'll recant what I know. I don't know exactly how much of it I can recall, Neil.
What if, maybe they come for us first, in which case we've got to deal with them. But if they're going after somebody else first, we could follow them, wait for them to make a move. Jump
Do I
and catch
remember
them in
the
the
whole
act.
list? I don't have their list.
Well, we could watch them though, right? We could find out where they're going next.
Give me an intelligence check there, Mr. Mouton.
Nope.
You know
what I mean? Like we could let them do the hard work, get into the fight, and then we could just clean up after them.
Yeah, but it's really hard to stalk them.
Why?
These guys, they were on their toes. They were looking for me, or they were looking. They weren't just some easy guys walking down the street.
Yeah, but guys making a mess like that, they can't be too concerned about who sees what.
I shrug. Yeah, it could be true.
Well, we gotta have to wait for you to get better, anyways.
Yeah,
how
many days has it been
now?
It's only been a few hours. Fuck.
Only been a night.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored already.
Well, you gotta recover, man.
No, I know, but do you think you could go down to the Hook maybe tomorrow, and like bring me back some beer? You think you could do that?
The doctor said you can't drink anything.
The doctor didn't say that.
I was talking to him.
The doctor said I had to keep really well hydrated, actually.
Well, I'll get you some wine.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
I'll get him one.
That's fine.
All right. Now, this is your reminder that in the ancients, people drank wine all the time, but it was watered down wine. Literally, go get your bottle of wine and then add twice as much water to it, and that was the daily drink for people.
I like watered down wine from time to time. At the end of a night when you've been drinking a lot of red wine, and you've just not got a whole other glass left in you, you do like a third of red wine and then top it up with cold water. That's
really
pretty nice.
I've never actually
I'll
tried
try
it.
that. Yeah,
my grandma used to do it. All right. Well, maybe you should keep an eye on them. What does Patricia say about them?
She's told me to be careful.
Oh shit.
She said they're the real deal. They'll gotcha. They're brutes.
She doesn't know that. She still thinks you're like a little kid who gets beaten up.
Sounds like they're more warrior than rogue.
With a name like Hatchet Brothers, yeah. Makes them stupid though and slow.
It's true, but we'll have to get them. I can start watching how they get home, and I can maybe find us the best route to get them on the way home from the Gremlin.
If we just want to jump them in the street, I think that'd be easy enough. But if we know these guys are they've got a job or whatever, why not try and take advantage of it? We could also just wait for them to finish and then get them before they can fence.
Here's this. Maybe we watch them leave Patricia's house. We know where they live. And when they leave, we go into their rooms and then hide. And then when they come back, we get them.
Could do that, yeah. If they're drinking in the Gremlin as well, they're probably fencing through
Hudson.
the chick in Rusty's Hook, yeah.
Well, Patricia said she ain't seen him in a long time, so I think they got someone else.
Well, that might be worth knowing as well.
And it sounds like they're about to get a big score. So let's let you recover, and I'll keep an eye out.
See if you can work out who their next mark is.
Okay. For the next 9 days, Neil, we can just roll some dice. I'm just going to be trying to keep an eye out.
I've changed mine. I want to speak to Eraser, not Sierra.
Okay. We'll speak to Eraser then. It'll be that next morning.
I see him walking past my room.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do we have our own rooms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boss, come in here a sec.
He waddles on over. What's up?
You spoke to Sierra much? You doing all right?
Yeah, well, we went out yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tried to keep his mind distracted. I got a little ne'er-do-well out of Rusty's hook to... Hey, it was a cart that looked like it was going to go in the intercity. Paid him some money, caused a bit of a distraction, had him cling to the bottom side of the cart. And you know, I actually haven't spent a lot of time watching the city gates, like the inner city gates. I never go down there.
Did it work?
No, they saw the kid, they dragged him out from under the cart and stabbed him, and he's dead.
He's dead? Oh,
Yeah,
but
I think
they
it's
throw him in the
because
moat?
Yeah, I just chucked him in the moat.
Fuck yeah.
Well, sorry. They hung him up for a little while. And then the way that they stabbed him, like the body started to sort of rip from the hanging. And so then they like just took him down and chucked him. I think they would have left him up for longer. But like it was a good hack. But I think the problem is, he says, like completely unconcerned about the death of this person. I think the real problem is that this was a merchant's cart, right? I think if we did a noble's cart and like the noble's cart had guards around it already, like they're not gonna search the underside of like a noble's cart that's got knights. Like that would be an insult, right? So like maybe we just got to pick a bigger target and make a better distraction, and then we can get someone underneath like a carriage of like some high fancy lady or whatever.
Good thing about that as well is like we don't need a mark once we get into the town. We can just stick with the carriage until we go back to their estate, wherever the carriage is going, right? And then we just rob there.
Right. Now, I don't know how many people we can actually get underneath a carriage. And we'd all have to get under the same one because otherwise, we'll just be separated. We won't know where each other are, and we're going to stand out like sore thumbs. So we would either need a small team to go in under the carriage or just like an individual.
Well, what I'm wondering about, like, let's say I'm some sort of fancy schmancy merchant from, let's say, Shybrook or something like that, and I've come traveling down and I'm going through the city. They're not staying out here, they've got to be going into the inner city, right?
I mean,
so what kind of credentials do you need?
Zones. A lot of the merchants, they trade their wares in the green zones, they hang out in the green zones, and they leave. There's only some folks who actually get inside. Like, haven't you seen the writs? There's a literal document that you have that you present to pass in.
Do you think we could get one of them?
Oh God, no. I have no idea where they are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know if they're made every week or every month, or like if you have one for 100 years. That shit is on serious lockdown. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes. So we had to end our episode early. Clearly, we've changed clothes. We're picking up a couple days later, all the same episode. Cool.
That's it. So I believe Luther was in the middle of having a conversation with a racer.
Yeah.
I guess we're not sure where this is going to get clipped, so we'll just pick back up. I think a racer was talking about the writs that are used to get into the inner city.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say. So if it's like a written document, I mean, you're good with like forgery, right? Could we not steal one of these things, get a look at what it looks like, forge it as a way to get in? Maybe I could use my... Clearly, they're not just going to let us in looking like this, even if we've got a writ. But if I can come up with a persona, some good, the right clothes, the right accent, the right backstory, if we've got a writ to back it up, maybe that would get us in.
He nods his head. I think those are two pieces of the puzzle. Right? Like, if you don't got the writ, you're going to get ganked on the spot. And if you don't act the part, they're going to be suspicious and, they'll check up on you.
Yeah.
But we're also going to need the appropriate accoutrement, right? Like, we can't just walk up. We're going to need, like, we're going to need a whole style to match. We might need a carriage. We might need bodyguards, like, we're going to need the trappings if we want to get in there. We might have to break some sumptuary laws,
What's
Well,
sumptuary?
I could maybe I think that's
Sumptuary?
like laws around who gets to wear what, right?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
You're not allowed, only people of this social rank are allowed to wear this type of fur or this type of color or this style of clothing. And breaking those laws is essentially like impersonating a noble, which is a very serious offense.
Yeah. We could, you and Pigeon could be bodyguards. Sierra could be like my hand man. Something like that. But what I'm thinking is, if we're just merchants from a faraway land, could we get the writ ahead of time? Like, how do you get in for the first time, Because we never have gone been there before, so how do we have the writ?
Right. Well, I think my guess, and I don't know for certain, I don't spend a lot of time at the gates. I've always just assumed that if you wanted in and you don't belong, someone would come meet you at the gates and from the inside be like, that one's with me. Right? Like, you got to be able to get someone in there somehow. And the staff has to get in there on a daily basis to work, right?
Yeah.
So clearly people can move across that barrier, but the thing is that there's no fail condition, right? If you get caught, you fucked hard.
Yeah. What we got to do is if we can even get it to work, we can't go robbing the first time we get in. We've got to go in. We've got to do some business, like legit business, leave, maybe do that a couple of times. And then once we've kind of been there a few times and they've got to know us, then we can pull our heist or whatever. Because if we just if we go in and then some shit gets robbed, they're going to be looking.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I just, when we captured the prince, right, that was a dangerous situation, but it was set up in such a way that if shit went down, we could flee pretty quickly. Maybe we got to jump off a building or something, but we could run, and maybe they chase a couple of us down, but we had a good chance to escape. They got good warriors, they got wizards and clerics and all sorts of magical shit. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid that we make a wrong move, something that we think is totally legit, but that they pick up on, they smell something.
Yeah, maybe the gate's not the way. I mean, there's got to be tunnels in the layers that go to the inner city. Maybe we'd better off trying to find one of those ways. At least then we've got an escape route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's
Even
gotta
if
be
we
tunnels.
do end up going through the gate, if we know there's an escape route through the tunnels, then we could escape that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know anything about them. Maybe we should get to know some more local dungeons, some local lairs, figure out what's happening under the surface of the city.
Yeah.
Our lair's
But
almost
where
done.
to start?
Our lair's almost done.
That's
And
true.
once it's done, we'll be in a good position.
How
When
so?
they're done, I'm gonna go talk to the guy that we got captured.
Bodkin?
But anyway, boss, I was going to talk to you about something else because I'm a little bit worried about Sierra. Have you been speaking to him? How's he holding up?
He's in a state. Man is not particularly in a good mindset. What you got?
Think he's going to do something stupid?
Well, I always think Sierra's going to do something stupid.
Yeah.
And when was the last time he did something smart?
Well, sure, but I mean something stupid that's going to impact us.
Let me say again, when was the last time he did something smart? Love the
That's
guy,
true, yeah.
but woo. I guess he did. Didn't he run messages to Fiona, Grimy Gremlin? He did that all right.
He did do that all right, yeah. That's true. He stopped us killing those tailors.
Yeah. Do you have a idea?
anyway-
Do you have a plan?
Well, the reason I was mentioning it, I had two thoughts. Okay, one was maybe we just need to get him far away from Stromheim and far away from Cauldron for a few weeks and distract him a little bit. Let the kind of feelings die down. I was thinking, maybe a trip to the seaside. That Shacklebrook fella seemed to be interested in Shybrook. We could head down there. We could spend a few weeks, scope the place out, have a bit of a vacation. I mean, you said yourself you fancied a vacation. Maybe by the time we return, emotions have calmed. Maybe he meets a girl down in Shybrook. Maybe we meet some new farm girls. Maybe there's a new Lemon. That could work.
I like it. I like it.
Alternatively, see, the thing is with Lemon is she's probably fucked, right? She's going to get killed. But there's like good places to get executed, and then there's bad places to get executed. And Cauldron, that's kind of the latter, I don't really fancy, when my time comes, God forbid, I don't fancy being steamed alive. So I was thinking, something that Sierra could do for her, maybe, take a crossbow, wait in the crowd, put her out of her misery, make her run for it. Maybe that's all that we could do for her right now. But maybe putting him there in that situation, he might try and do something stupid, try and bust her out, get himself killed. I don't know.
Yeah. Do we even know if she's in Cauldron?
No, not really. But where else would she be?
Could be in the inner city. Maybe taken to their family. The head of family.
Yeah, but if I'm right, this is all a thing, to like restore the kid's honor. So it needs to be public, right?
Yeah.
But I have to say, we didn't see her. So maybe she's not there. Maybe the vacation's the better option.
Maybe the vacation's the better option. Get him away from danger. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I kind of mentioned it to Pigeon, and I'm not sure that he really fancies a vacation, to be honest. So maybe you need to talk him around.
I'll give him a chat then. We'll see what he's up to. Why don't you get some rest? Don't break those stitches,
Yeah, Doc says I'm going to be here for like over a week, so, got some time. But if we're just getting a carriage down to Shybrook, I'm sure I could rest on the road. All right, well, anyway, you crack on.
All right. He heads back out to go observe the gates, figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Pigeon, inside the lair, heading down into the partially finished lair, where the dwarves are moving and hauling stones and pounding and chipping and breaking and cursing, or bounding. You find in a makeshift prison cell everyone's favorite informant, snitch, spy, cheater.
Do any of them have real iron picks yet?
The dwarves?
Yeah. Because we sold a bunch of iron. And I brought them to like the place, who was going to make them, etc. I'm just curious if they got it going.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, cool. Nice. Which means they get done quicker, if I recall. But yeah.
Hello, Bob Kid.
He's tied up on a chair. Probably not gagged. Probably not.
No.
Are you hungry?
He nods his head. He seems a little sheepish, a little shy. He's been had and used and screwed over, and now he's kind of like, keeping quiet, trying not to piss people off.
Wait, you said he's been had?
Yeah, he's been had.
By like Sierra or who?
Oh, in American English, that just means that like you've been conned or you've been made a fool of in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, fine.
I'll give him some food. I'll prepare him like a ration dish. I'll untie him. Okay. And I'll let him eat like a real human being.
Mm-hmm. He scarfs down some food.
So what do you want in life? What's your big goal?
My big goal?
Yeah.
Well, I want to be the best thief that Stromheim ever saw.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, it means climbing to the top and making money and being the best. Having everyone fear my name.
Huh. Why do you want people to fear you?
Well, respect it. I want people to be like, oh, they say Bodkin will come for you if you make fun of them in a bar or whatever. Like, just power, prestige, respect, influence, wealth.
Interesting.
Pigeon's still trying to figure out what his, big goal is.
Mm-hmm.
But this one sounds similar-ish to what the lady was talking about of like a fool goal. Of like, you want respect, you want money, blah, blah, blah. Pretty generic.
Okay. Well, are you just a solo act?
I have been. I'm at the beginning of my career. I'm going places, but I'm not there yet. I was hoping to get in with the pitmen, because they seem to be someone.
Well, they're not going to invite you, I'll tell you that.
Well, I thought they were, but Zavar, she's left me there. Just left me with Sierra, fucking abandoned me.
Like a bastard. She left you to die.
Yeah.
I sigh and let him eat for a little bit. Does he talk about anything?
Right now he's just content to be eating.
Content to be eating.
Yeah. But time will pass and he will run out of food.
Yeah, I'll just sit in here with him for a bit and wait.
Okay. When the plate is finished and the drinks are downed, he looks up at you and goes, so, you guys are gonna let me go? It wasn't personal, right? They just hired me to have a distracting conversation, right? Like, I didn't infringe on you, impugn your honor. I'm just...
Yeah, but you did get Lemon taken. And in this game, if you get caught, you usually die.
You haven't killed me yet. Why are you keeping me around?
I'm deciding if I like you. And if I want you to join the crew.
He takes the mug and the plate and the fork you gave him, and he starts like juggling them in front of you.
Okay.
Oh, a funny guy. Well, what are you good at? Are you good at picking pockets?
Yeah, I could do. He'll like take his fork and make some flashy movements with his hands, and the fork disappears, and he shakes his hands in front of you, and then reaches kind of towards you slowly and pulls the fork out from behind your knee.
A funny guy, huh?
I got skills.
I'll kind of stand up. I'll turn my back to him. He's not tied up or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically giving him an attack if he'd like, but I'm expecting it. Nothing comes.
Wait.
I'm waiting at you.
No, nothing comes.
Okay.
All right, just stay here for a little bit.
Is there a door that I can close and lock?
There is a door. No, it's all under construction. A door would get in the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at best there's like a makeshift sheet that has been hung up if you want to block line of sight to what the dwarves are doing. But otherwise, I think it's just an open room, and he can watch like workers go by in the background.
Okay, I'll put the sheet down and I'll go outside, and I'm gonna wait here for like 5 minutes to see if he tries to escape.
Because you leave him untied.
Yeah.
Let's see what good old Bodkin. And you're just like around the corner and down the hallway a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You don't hear him, but at some point you do see him. Like he's crept to the door and like peers his head around the corner. The dwarf is going past. You're standing in the hallway. He like looks one way. He looks the other way. He sees you. He like steps fully into the hallway.
What are you doing?
Stretching my legs.
How about we go back in there and tie you up?
You takes a couple steps back in the room and says, all you had to do is say not to leave.
I'll go back in there. And
So-
I
He looks at the
Come on.
chair.
Put your hands up. I gotta tie you up.
He holds, kind of resistant. Or maybe we could work something out. What do you need?
I pull a dagger and I just have it in my hand at this point.
Come on,
sits down
come
in the
on,
chair.
sit down.
I tie him up.
All right.
And I'll go talk to the crew.
What are we gonna do about this guy downstairs? He's got a little bit of a chutzpah in him.
Ishiness is in my bedroom since I can't.
Yeah.
I sit up in the bed. Everyone else. Is Sierra here or is he otherwise engaged?
Yeah, I think Sierra is here. I think Eraser went out to go find him to bring him back and maybe talk to him about a trip to Shybrook. Because, you know, Pigeon was down in the basement and he went to go find Sierra instead of finding Pigeon first.
I shrug and say, I don't know. What do you want to do with him? I mean, I get that he kind of fucked us over a little bit, Sierra, but it doesn't sound like it was his fault, really.
I think he owes us one. I think he needs to join up. Or die.
Think we can trust him?
Sierra
I
says,
shrug.
Excuse me. You think the man that poisoned me and stole our lemon pie should join our group?
Well, he didn't really poison you. That was the other person.
We're splitting hairs. This man.
This guy created a good distraction. He distracted one of Steel Team 6.
Eraser nods
We
his
could
head
use him.
approvingly. But he was the enemy.
Well, I was your enemy once. I tried to kill you guys.
Sierra's torn between logic and emotion.
What are we going to do about Zavar? Because that's where the real blame lies.
I don't
We're going
think
to let
so,
that go?
says Eraser. I don't think it's Zavar. I think it's whoever
Painter.
she's working for, right? Because she doesn't. What do the pitmen care about us hitting something down over in Cauldron? I don't think this was the pitmen's. If they were mad at us, we would just be bloodstains. I think they took a job and didn't care that we were caught in the crossfire.
I think we need to remember this for the future as well. Because if they're going to do it, they should respect it if we do it. So if someone gives us a job to say hit Rusty's hook, and we did,
Whoa, says Eraser. It's fucking crazy.
I
I
don't think
know.
that will fly.
I shrug.
Which is the point exactly, Pigeon. Right? They didn't respect us. They took a job. They didn't care that it was stepping on our feet. Maybe we can live with that. Maybe we can't. I mean, I guess that's what I'm asking ultimately.
well, that's why we need to become indispensable to them. But what about the guy downstairs?
What? I mean, I struggle. What about him? I mean, he's 10 a penny. Guys like him and Rusty's hook, no?
I nod.
Yeah?
I don't really feel like bringing on a new person right now. Maybe we rebrand, you know? We were Steel Team 6 for a while there, a couple years. Maybe we're like the Fantastic Four or the Fabulous Four or we got a better name than that though.
What about, like, the brothers?
Steel Team 6 is one of a kind. You're not going to get a different name as good as that. I think we keep the name. Like
But
I said, it's a
ploy.
distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they think there's 6 of us, but they only see 4, so they're looking out for the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we going to kill him or are we going to let him go?
Well, what if we get him to do something for us, you know? Like, I don't know, Pigeon, you've been speaking to him. You think we've shit him up enough? You think he's scared?
Yeah, I think he's scared enough of us.
Like, you think he's scared enough that if we told him to do something, and let him go, he'd actually do it, or would he just make a run for it?
I think he's someone who wants to make a name for himself, so I think he would.
Like, that's a way to earn some trust. I mean, I'm not saying we invite him into the fold to give him the whole ritual and all of that, but it doesn't hurt to have friends.
All right, let's let him go and give him a quest to watch the front gate.
Watch the front gate? Or, I mean, I was thinking maybe try and find out where this Zavar is. I mean, maybe we don't do anything, but it might be useful to know where she is, you know? And he's gone in with her.
I don't think we should be going after this Avar girl.
It's about, all right, we've got to balance the different, like, priorities here, because I agree, the pitmen, we don't really want to step on their toes because they're an avenue of progression for us. But on the other hand, if we just let people walk all over us, you know, no one's going to respect us, including them. Like,
But-
it might be that
You're right.
Lemon's not even a
expected.
made man, though. She wasn't even a member of Steel Team 6.
I think, interrupts Eraser.
Mm-hmm.
I think we let him go, but we give him a good warning. You know, like we take a toe or a finger or like part of a finger, you know, some sort of visible, you fucked with us, so we're going to get you back, but we also realize that you're just a pawn and that you're not the big person. Like, we want him to go back out in the world and say, oh, don't fuck with Steel Team 6, right? So we need him to still be in the scene and, like, submissive enough that...
Let's brand a 6 into him.
Ho, ho, ho!
Yeah, he'll have a mark that he's fucked with Steel Team 6.
That could work, because if we take a toe, no one's going to notice. And if we take a finger, then we're kind of impairing his ability to do shit.
I like it.
We'll put a 6 on his cheek.
6 on the cheek. Okay, I could do that. I could do
All
that.
right.
All right? I want to be there when you do it, though. I never seen a man get branded before.
Oh, of course, we all got to be there for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to go find a blacksmith and go get a little 6 brand made for us. We'll brand the fucker. And then, you know, the weather here in town's pretty miserable. It's raining outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty in the city. The dwarves, I mean, I keep trying to live in here, and the noise, eventually you get used to it, but still. I say we let the kid go. We take a little vacation. What if we go down to the beach, get some sun, get some weather, you know, get out of this hellhole, let the dwarves do their thing, go spend some of our hard-earned money. If we don't got to pay for all 6 members of our team anymore, that's some
true.
extra cash flow. We could just take a
How
little...
are we going to keep the dwarves working, though?
That's true.
Last
they
time
did
we
stop
left,
working.
they fucked off.
That's because they thought we were done, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are in the stockade, and we were probably thought dead. Like, we should.
But they were working when we were down in Cauldron.
That's true.
That's true. All right, let's pay the head guy a little bit more to make sure he doesn't fuck off.
You know, the other day at the Gremlin,
like it.
I was chatting to the wizard. You know, Malchus,
Yeah.
the guy he's the guy who owns all the dwarves. Maybe he said he's going to be in the Gremlin now and again. Maybe I'll go down there and see if I can find him. Just have a little chat, tell him we're going to be out of town, but we're coming back. Just make sure he knows that we're not dead, you know? And
Why?
I'll let him know that.
What do we give a shit
Well,
about
just so
this
he-
guy?
So he doesn't. Well, one, it's good to have a wizard on hand, and two, so he doesn't call off his dwarfs. You know, if he thinks we're dead, he's not going to keep building a lair.
Sure,
right?
yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I just thought you
cool.
were like, sorry, the way you phrased it made it seem like, you know, you had to like check in with your mommy before you went and did something.
No,
Oh, you gotta go check in with your mommy, Luther. Grandma.
My mother's dead, Pigeon. You know that.
Well,
Have a
yeah,
bit of
Grandma's
respect.
been dead.
Yeah, exactly. So have a bit of
Grandma was a
respect.
whore.
So what? We come from a proud line of horse. That's honest work, you know. More than
Oldest
some people
job
in
in
this
the
town
book.
could say. Exactly, yeah. No, but I'm thinking, you know, like, and I got a feeling this Malchus guy, he's like, in with SEAL Team 6, you know, like, yeah, we're in with the pitmen. Like, he's in the inner circle probably. So I'll let him know that we're going to let things fly with Zabar and Lemon. As far as we're concerned, you know, it's done. You know, that's a good idea?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, give me another couple of days because I'm still feeling a bit rough and I think I'm going to split my stitches if I get up too soon. So give me a few days to recover
I'll go
a
spy
bit.
on the Hatchet Brothers.
Yeah, and then we can I'll go down to Gremlin, find Malchus, and then we'll get going.
See?
Eraser throws an arm around Sierra and says, Sierra, buddy, have you ever been to Shybrook? They say the beaches are beautiful, the babes are bodacious, and the river's filled with crocodiles. I can't imagine a better place to go rest. And with
Cool.
that, the party
Crocodiles.
can go do their own things. Yeah?
Can we do a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay, back.
See you guys on the other side. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So, party. Eraser goes out to buy a brand. It's going to take a couple days to make because, you know, blacksmiths aren't just sitting around waiting for work to show up. Usually they got some back orders. And this is a small thing, but, like, it's got to take a day or two.
I'm going to
That's
put
fine.
our guard dwarves on high alert, and I'm going to tell them about the Hatchet Brothers, and I'm going to explain to them what they look like.
Nice.
Yeah. The dwarf who is sort of like the head of operations down here. Not the guy who...
This is our bodyguards.
the dwarven bodyguards. My mistake. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Perfect.
But I'll also tell, actually, the head of operations guy. But I'm more going to explain that, like, hey, I know humans look like humans, but if it's not one of us four, don't let them in.
Aye. Of course. Great. A couple days later, good old Eraser comes back with a nice copper brand.
Okay.
During these days, I'll be watching over the the Hatchet Brothers' house, aka Patricia's house, and I'm going to see if they get a score or anything like that.
Yeah.
Have I healed 6 HP? Or is it 9?
You... 3, 6, 9. By today, you've healed 9. Yeah. Hatchet Brothers' house, which you're watching. See what's going on. It's Patricia's, right? It's a big building, lots of people. Primary entrance, but also secondary and tertiary entrances. You actually don't see them in the 2 days in between here. Maybe they're not at the house. Maybe they're using back exits, but you don't recognize these folks coming in and out through the main entrance. Yeah. Everyone can get together down in the little basement makeshift prison cell where you've got Bodkin. Good old Bodkin. And you've got yourself a nice brand and a torch.
Yeah, I mean, we don't just walk in with it, you know. I think that we all file in to the room with Bodkin, give him a little bit of food, and we're all looking quite excited, you know. There's smiles on our face. We let him eat, you know. I wonder, you know, what does he think's happening? Does he think he's being let go? Does it, you know, what's his demeanor like at this point?
Well, the whole group files in. He's looking around knowing, like, all 4 of you haven't been here together since he's been captured.
Yeah.
So he's looking a little nervous, and then someone brings out a plate of food and drink and, like, unties him so that he can eat. He relaxes a little bit, but there's this tension in his shoulders. And
As
he keeps
he's
looking up from his food, and then at a moment, he looks at his food and looks at you, and then shakes his head and goes back to you.
After he's like 90% finished eating, I say, well, Bodkin, got some good news for you. We've had a chat, and we've decided that we're going to let you go.
Oh, thank the gods.
There is a catch, though. You see, we've got a reputation to uphold, and a lot of people in Rusty's Hook know who we are, and they saw what went down that night, and we can't be seen to just be kind of like letting you go without paying some sort of price. You get that, right?
Of course. The next 50 gold I make goes right to you, I swear.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about a different kind of price. The good news is though, it's not going to impair you. So, well, enough with the foreplay. I'll be right back. I step out of the room, and I come back in with a torch and the brand, and I get a bit of wood that I kind of like lean the brand on, so it's like up like this, and then I put the torch underneath it, and I sit back down in my chair and say, "It's going to be a few minutes."
Pigeon laughs at him.
Well, I could just pay you a bunch of money. What if that?
You're
What
gonna
about
do that too.
It's not about the money, Bodkin. Look at this place. You see how many dwarves we've got down here? It's not about the money. It's about respect. This is gonna hurt, but you're gonna be all right.
He grimaces and bobs his head in understanding.
So I turn to the group. We were saying cheek?
Oh yeah, on the face, so people know.
Oh, the face cheek? No, oh yeah, that makes more sense, yeah.
Sierra says, I still say we do the eyeball. Pluck one of them out. Let them all know not to fuck with us. Which is the first time you've heard this message.
Mm-hmm.
Eraser
I look
says,
at Bodkin
nah.
and grimace, yeah.
You want it to be a clear 6, right? The eyeball, it'd mess up the messaging. They'd have to talk to him to understand.
Oh yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Bodkin, only the 4 of us are here to do this. The rest of our team is out on a special mission. These are the other guys that they live in the shadows. Some even say they were born on the plane of shadow while their mothers traversed it. But they'll be back.
That's just rumors, surely, Eraser, no?
Well, I mean, whoever really travels to the plane of shadows. I mean,
could
they
say?
were sorceresses, witches, but they died during the war, so no way to really know.
One thing we can do for you, Bodkin, though. Do you... Here, look that way for me, I say, point to the right.
He
looks... And I'll look that way. You got a good side?
He shakes his head.
All right, well, guess we'll leave it to chance. I take a coin out. A platinum coin. Is there markings on the platinum, or are they just... Yeah, they are marked, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is it a heads and tails kind of situation?
I mean, you could assign heads and a tails, and one of them does have a head, so I guess that would obviously be the heads. The other side is a family crest.
So let's say heads and tails.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Heads left, my left. Tails right, my right.
Blip. Clack.
I'll roll a d20. The
Please.
d2. One is my left. One is heads. Okay. All right.
The one.
I look at the others. I'm the strongest. I'll hold down his shoulders. And I walk over to him.
Sierra goes for the brand. Eraser.
So I stand behind him and I hold down his shoulders onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I get Eraser maybe holds his legs down, and Pigeon can like grab his head and tilt it to the side.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He is going to do his very utmost to be brave and just accept this fate and not resist. When they're branding you, if you fight it,
whisper
it could
to
get worse.
Pigeon, like, don't let Sierra go too long.
Okay.
Seer will press the burning copper into his flesh. It will sear. It will smoke. The kid will let out a yell. And after a nice, good couple seconds of pressing, the sizzling begins to slow, and Sierra plucks it off with a little bit of burnt flesh on the end.
Suit you.
How's it look?
It looks pretty gnarly and nasty. Yeah, blackened, charred, burned, recessed, bloodied. It's a mess.
That looks good.
All right. Enough of this anyway. Alden's going to take him outside. So I get Bodkin up. I sort of like help him up and like carry him out of the lair. And I want to chat to him as I'm walking back up the stairs with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, I'm going to be seeing you again, right? In Rusty's Hook. So I suggest that you stay on our good side. I know a good doctor. When you tell me where you're staying, and I'll send her over to you. Make sure that heals up nice.
Yeah. He gives you his address.
Okay, cool. I make a mental note of Bodkin's address, and then when I see the doctor tonight, I'm going to give her a few coins and say, can you just like go and
That's
stop on
very
him and
nice.
make sure it's not infected and make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Cool.
But before we end this scene, Bodkin will look at you and say, "This makes us equal, right? Or even?"
I don't know about equal, but it makes us even, yeah.
Does that mean
But this is...
you'll if you need some help for anything, you'll consider me, right?
Might not, yeah.
I
You took
played
it like
fair.
a champ.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah, you did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, listen, there's a lot of guys like you in Rusty's Hook, but there's not many of them that we've spent some time with. You know, we spoke to you. You've seen the lair down here, you know, a bit of, you know, our names. So, amongst the riffraff, sure, you're the top of the pile, but that don't make you hot shit.
I got you, but I've seen your lair. I've known your names, and
yeah.
we got a connection. So if you need anything,
Yeah,
apparently
all right, well,
I'm really good at distracting folks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, we're gonna be doing our own thing a little while. You just like sort yourself out and get yourself cleaned up and that. But I'll see you in the Hook.
He gives you a wave, shakes your hand if you'll take it,
Yeah,
and
sure.
trots down the road.
All right, I head back downstairs. I taking a second to admire the work the dwarves have done down here. I mean, how is it looking? Is it looking like good quality craftsmanship down here?
You
As
know
much
when
as
you're
can be
in the
expected,
middle
you know?
of a project
Mm.
and you're getting that
Looks like a
feeling
mess.
like, oh fuck, we've taken off more than we can chew. Oh my god, this is
Yeah.
a terrible disaster. You're in the middle of the disaster zone where like they've made hallways and they've dug holes and there's like stones holding everything together, but you look at it and you're like, none of this shit is finished. Is this the grouting job that you're doing? This is fucking trash. Why are there wooden beams supporting this fucking shit? We oh my god, is this really the you're having those like existential, and then the rational voice is like, it's just the middle of the project. You gotta trust the process.
It's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Okay, I go back
Damn,
in.
we own this house too.
Yeah,
are
we
shit.
do in the house. Yeah, I walk down and back into the room, and as I come in, I want to gauge. I'm gonna roll a charisma check. I want to gauge the kind of Sierra's feeling about that. Does he seem satisfied, like justice has been served, or is he like it's just you know, that's just like one small part of what he thinks is deserved.
That was fucking tight, Sierra. You really held it on there.
Sit up and down. He's kind of quiet. In the past, he's always been like a really jovial, fun, social person. These are his like dark, brooding emo days. He's still holding the brand in his hand. Like he's let it, you know, it's hanging by his side, but it's still in his hand. He's not really talking much.
All right. Well, I'm going to quickly down to the Gremlin and see if I can find Malchus, and then I'm going to head back here. But
I'll do it. You need to rest, man.
yeah, but I've got the rapport with him, Pigeon. He's not going to talk to you the same he was talking to me.
Of course he will. He likes me.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know who you are. Okay, you know, like I'm the.
I'm going to the Gremlin too, then.
Well, fine, you can come with me, but if Malchus is there, I'm talking to him.
Go.
All right.
Okay.
I give Eraser. I sort of position myself so Sierra can't see my face, and I look at Eraser and I kind of like motion towards to Sierra as if like to say, like, look out for him.
He gives you both.
I'm lip
like a
reading
nod.
whoever's in there, Koibu.
Yeah, we head to
Anybody.
head to the Grimy Gremlin. I'm gonna
Before
pop
I even
in.
know.
If I don't see Malchus in there, actually no wait, I will go in. I'll order drinks. I'll have one drink and I'll ask Fiona if Malchus is about.
Hey.
1 elven wine, please. Luther, you're paying, right?
Yeah, sure. This one's on me.
All right, 1 elven wine.
1 elven wine and 1 beer.
Finish making my notes here.
I'm giving a grub skill check for the elven wine. How do I not have this written down? Whatever. I'm rolling it.
What do we got? 30. No, that's Nick's
No,
charisma
that's my
check.
charisma.
12. All right, so
Grub of 12 plus the d20.
d20 plus 12.
Close.
Slash roll 1d20.
He mistyped.
Bears.
My grub skill is 8.
Oh,
Natural 20.
It carries on.
It
Yeah.
continues.
You've never maybe had a good taste for wine, but this, sir, this is sweet but not sugary. You know, it's a little bit tart, but it like rolls all the way over your tongue with like joy. It reminds you of like warm sunshine and oak leaves overhead, and you can practically feel the like hillside on your back.
So this roll to me means like all elven wines in the future, this is how much Pigeon likes them. That's how I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
So Pigeon is now officially an elven wine
connoisseur.
guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Big elven wine
Now,
guy.
We said this
It's
was what,
expensive.
it was like 10 GP a glass or something like
Should
that.
I use-
5?
You're going to have to increase his monthly expenses.
Yeah.
It's an expensive beverage.
10 GP a glass. You
I
can't
can't
drink
remember
that.
what I said, but when
Can
you
I get
bought
one-
one for Malchus, it was
Yeah.
it was really
Can I get one
pricey.
glass a month then for free
Yeah.
with my expenses? Because and then I'll pay for the rest.
What we need
Perfect.
to do is find an elven wine supplier so you
Yeah.
can have it at home
Oof, that'd be badass.
without having to buy extortionate prices at the Gremlin.
Yeah, I'll ask her. Where do you guys get your elven wine?
You know, ever since elves left Arcadia, we're just pulling on what supplies were lying around from before they left. I don't
Oh,
think there's
no.
very much more being made. And
Gonna rot.
Elven wine heist.
Yeah.
more on, you know, can't really bring anything in from Solemn. Can't bring anything in
I-
from Ferodia.
I found
No.
some. You'd buy it?
You find a bottle of elven wine and you don't drink it. Yeah, we'll buy it. Hands down.
But what if I find a whole barrel?
I don't
How much do you think a
understand.
barrel would be worth?
You know,
Does-
rather than haggling over prices now, why don't you bring me the barrel and we'll sort it then?
All right, new quest unlocked.
Yeah. So
Barrel
do I
of
see
elven
do
wine.
do I see Malchus in here?
Let's see. I finally created an appropriate table to see who is in the Grime Gremlin
cool.
on any given day.
Nice.
Is there people on the table that we don't know?
There are like
Cool.
4 tables and the bar here in the Grime Gremlin. 2 of the tables have a couple of groups. 2 people in one group, 3 people in another group, and the other 2 tables are empty. Fiona's here, the bar, the bouncer's here.
Tell you what, I'm wondering if Fiona's a twin because I've never been here and she's not been here.
True.
That's true. Every
I take a little.
single time.
The thought occurs to me, so I want to take a chance. I'm going to like really study her and see if like I just have this theory that maybe she's a twin. So I want to really study her and see if like I can notice any inconsistencies.
That's very hard if you don't have twins in the same room to notice, tell them apart, right?
It is, but I'm looking at little things like maybe scars, tattoos, hairstyle,
You should tell him the same joke every time.
ways of talking, phraseology.
Right.
You know how
right.
how she acts at the bar. You know, just things like that.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not a big deal, but it would be good to know.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things like if she does have a twin and it's a secret, we could like shit her up by revealing it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Well, Malchus
Malchus?
is not here. There's a group of 2 people you don't recognize and a group of 3 people you don't recognize, and there's the bartender.
I read the group of three's lips.
Seeing he's not here, when I order the drinks, I'm going to drink my beer at the bar and I'll say, Fiona, you seen Malchus recently?
She shakes her head. Not since his birthday.
Could you do me a favor? If he comes in, I mean, I'm not obviously saying he should come and see me, but is there any way you could get like a message to me and tell me that he's here? I really need to speak to him.
I can leave a message for him on your behalf.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect him to come and see me is what I'm saying. I'd like to come to see him here when he's here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe you could find a kid outside. Have him run over.
See, I try and be real neutral here. This is supposed to be a spot where people can get along without worrying too much. So sending runners to say someone's here creates the wrong atmosphere. I'm happy to leave a message, but we're not that sort of organization in this place. We're not going to be informing on each other, if that makes sense.
You got any paper?
No.
All right. I'll write my message. I'll leave it with you.
Good.
I neck my beer. And I turn away from the bar and go and say to Pigeon, like, I'm heading back.
Okay, all right.
I read the group of two's lips because I notice that the group of three, can't really.
Yeah. The group of two, much better. The group of two is. It seems like they're not working. They're talking about a show that they went out and saw. Like there's some performers. There's like a little theater troupe that's came through the area and then went out and watched a show there last night. And they're just talking about what was going on.
Where are they sitting and where am I sitting?
They are right here on this second table from the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think you two were at the bar because you were talking to Fiona.
I'll just go over to them and talk to them and...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you went to see the show?
They look at you. You dropping some eaves?
Well, you guys were talking loud. I just heard you.
Yeah.
I'll sit down with my elven wine glass.
Okay.
Oh,
They
man.
look a little surprised that you're sitting down, but they don't stop you immediately.
Next round's on me.
All right, then. You
The
can
name's
stay
Pigeon.
after all. Pigeon, huh?
Yeah, what about you?
God, he rolled a 1 on the quality of his name. My name's Dumpster. And the other guy next to him pipes up and says, I'm Squeakers.
Oh, nice to meet you, Dumpster and Squeakers. I mean, my name's kind of unique, too. Us three, we're 3 unique name guys.
Well, you can't be a proper criminal and call yourself Greg.
That's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't make sense.
Well, if you guys ever need anything, just so you know, I'm the best locksmith in the world. So if you've ever got a door or something that you can't get in, you come to me.
That's what they all say, but have you really done any good smithing?
Oh, yeah. I opened the...
I kind of get closer and whisper.
the door down in Pittsburgh?
They shake their heads.
Well, there's a door there.
What do you mean the door in Pittsburgh?
Oh, in the harbor master's, in his back rooms, he's got a door there that is fit for a king. And behind it, there was thousands of gold and a mimic.
Buck? Why was there a mimic?
Well, the mimic was protecting a magic carpet.
Bullshit.
One of my friends, I'm serious, one of my friends died.
How do you know it was a magic carpet?
Good question.
If you see a magic carpet, you can tell. It was sparkling.
lying.
And you
But
just
I think
you
Pigeon
just
does
walked
believe that
out?
it's a magic carpet.
Yeah.
Well,
And you
when it
just
grabbed
left
it, well, when the mimic, it was a wardrobe, you see, and when the mimic grabbed Helmet, because Helmet was trying to open it, because it just looks like a normal thing. When Helmet was opening it, the mimic chopped his fucking head off, and he was eating him, and I ran.
Shit.
Yeah, we tried to go back and get him and his item, but we couldn't hurt the mimic at all. Our shit just kept getting stuck in it.
So what did you do?
We let Helmet die. Eaten by a mimic.
So what?
It's a good way to go.
He just got eaten by the mimic?
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
that's it. But
That's
the
it,
magic
that's-
carpet's probably still there. So again, if you ever need help with the lock, I can open almost any lock in like a minute. But a crazy lock might take me a few, but I can open it.
And what sort of cut are you looking for? Or is this a pay per lock situation?
I think. I shrug.
Well, you'd be getting me and all my friends to help you. So you'd get some muscle, you'd get me, and you'd get some distractors and a plan guy.
What if we
take
didn't
20%.
want all of your friends? What if we just needed a lockpick?
I'll do it for 15.
15 gold per lock?
No, 15%.
Oh!
Well, yeah, because I'm getting you in.
Yeah, but we're doing all the hard work.
I shrug.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to do any work without the person open the door.
Well, we'll think about it.
I nod.
You should offer. I know that I'm not there, but you should offer them like either they can take a fixed fee of like 100 gold, or they can do 15% because they don't know what's in it, right? So they've kind of got to
It's
like
true, yeah.
balance it.
Well, you're not here, so I can't offer it.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I get
They
them the
shake your
drinks.
hand. Yeah.
I shake their hand. Good to meet you, Dumpster and Squeaker.
Maybe we should buy a really expensive lock, and you should bring it with you as proof, because like you could go to like Fiona and be like, you try and pick this.
Yeah, but then they'll think that we we could. I don't think it's a bad idea, but they're going to be like, well, that's your lock. Of course you know how to pick
Yeah,
it, right?
that's true. Because even if it took you 1,000 hours, you could then repick it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a superb lock, the hardest lock to pick is 10,000 gold.
Fuck. That's insane.
Yeah.
We should steal some locks.
Yeah, well, I wanted to on the last place that we did, but the problem is that it was like built into the door.
Yeah, I think most 10,000 gold locks probably
I assume,
are.
yeah.
Yeah. And what are you going to do? Like buy a stolen lock? Like, how do you trust the people that you bought that from?
Good
Yeah.
point, yeah.
100%.
You can use this to lock up your crown jewels.
Yep. Here,
It'll
let
be
us
perfectly
install
safe.
it for you.
Yeah.
All right, I leave and continue on.
Okay. Well, party. It's been a bit of a rainy week here in May. I think you've done everything you wanted, save for maybe going down to Shybrook. Are we just going to go and do some R&R? Are we doing some adventuring, some questing? What's the
Luther
plan?
needs to heal the rest of the way still.
I think I could get to like 30, and because it's going to be like a few days down to Shybrook, right? I could probably still get one a day
And you?
in the carriage, right? If we took
Oh,
a
for
carriage, is that
carriaging?
right, Neil?
If you get a carriage, you can get one a day. Absolutely.
What
Okay.
about if could I get some like ointments from the doctor so that I could get 2 a day, like as if from a herbalist, not 3 a day, because I
Interesting.
appreciate you need the doctor to do the
Right.
doctor stuff. Or could I get 2 a day if I bought the ointments?
That's a good question. I'm only hesitating because I'm worried about the
Well,
gameability of this feature.
Let me
in
make
another
the
context.
point here.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy the ointments, right, and then get wounded and just do it yourself. But if you've been getting treated by the doctor for a few days, it's already on its way to healing, and you've watched them apply them in that specific wound, then you could repeat that. But it's not like you could just buy a cachet of ointments and then, oh, I've been stabbed and now I can heal 2 a day, because you'd still need the doctor to show you how to apply them.
But then
And
doesn't that
specific
mean
ointments.
you could, like, if you have a similar wound, you could then just heal yourself that way? Like, isn't one
I don't know, I
stab
think-
pretty much the same as another?
I don't know, is it? I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, it's not that big of a deal. I mean,
It's
get
not,
another
but it's
3
a great
HP.
question.
Get another 3 HP after this day. That going to the Gremlin for 1 beer doesn't count as breaking my healing, does it?
I was gonna.
You technically need complete bed rest, I thought, but yeah.
You
it doesn't
do.
really
I was gonna not talk about it and just look the other way, but you brought it up. Now it's awkward.
All right, I'll drop it to 2 for that then.
So if a wounded character remains under the care of someone with a healing proficiency, that character can recover HP at a rate of 1 per day when traveling or engaging in non-strenuous activities. Yeah. I think you need the doctor. I think there
Okay,
are probably like small things that need to be adjusted as you go along. You might want to not use this anymore after a certain point, or now that it's healed in this way, we should apply these maggots. You know, it's a
All right, well, let's just wait the last 5
we'll
days,
just
mate,
wait.
and then we'll go on horse. Yeah.
I'll go watch the Hatchet Brothers some more.
excellent. Okay. All right. We watched the
Good, we need to
Hatchet
skip time
Brothers.
anyways.
We're gonna skip some time. 2,
5
3,
days,
4,
yeah.
5 more days.
I'll drink at the Gremlin and see if those guys bring me anything. So my time will be split between the Gremlin and the Hatchet Brothers. And when I'm in the Gremlin, I'm reading lips just for
Yeah, I
information.
write a letter for Malchus, and I give it to Pigeon to either give to Malchus, or if it's on the last day, he can leave it with Fiona to give to Malchus. You know, if he doesn't see him himself.
Got it.
And the letter basically just says that we're going to be out of town for a few weeks. We're not dead. Want the dwarves to still keep working. Don't want to go into details, but as far as we're concerned, that business with Zavar and Lemon is squashed.
Okay. Perfect. You will see the Hatchet Bros. They do show up finally at their house. They just go in through the front door, and then they leave like many, many hours later. So it looks like they probably just went to sleep or something. You only catch them one day. What were you saying?
Trying to think if this could be their stash then, but probably not. How many lip reading checks do you want?
I would like, and you go hang out in the Gremlin too, right?
Yeah.
Give me 1 right now.
I'll take off 30 gold because I'm going to be drinking elven wine while I'm there.
Oh shit. Okay.
28.
Yeah. There is a halfling there who's having a meeting with someone. And the halfling is interesting because you don't see a lot of halflings in the Gremlin usually. And also, she seems to be providing some sort of services. Your 28 lip reading check. You can't see the lips of the person who's talking to her, but you can see her lips. And she's asking for like a description of the person and where they can be found. And then at the end, she says, okay, I'll have your copy of the key in no more than 2 weeks' time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is like a pickpocket. And they seem to be like a solo act. Okay. I think I'll go over at some point and introduce myself and buy a round. I just want people to know about me, and I want to know about them.
Absolutely. You got to advertise your services.
I'm Pigeon. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Pumpkin. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Pumpkin. What about you?
What about me?
No,
I point to the guy who's there.
He left as soon as she said that.
Oh,
that line
got it,
about,
okay.
the key will be ready in a couple weeks or whatever. They shook hands and he walked out.
I'm here to advertise my services if you'd like to hear.
Well, likewise. What do you got?
Oh, cool. I'm the greatest lock picker in the city.
Oh.
So if you need anything opened, I can open anything.
Well, I think we might be competitors then.
Oh, shoot.
I'm no lock pick, but I'm a good key maker. You know, like they call me a key seller. I find the keys that people need to get into places, and I make a copy of them, and I get you the copy, and then you can just go on in.
Well, that's not too bad either.
Yep.
We got a similar business. Yours takes longer, mine's quick. But yours is better.
I'll say.
She shrugs. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You know, you need the right tool for the right job.
I nod.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Pumpkin. We might need your services one day.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Pigeon. If I ever need a lock picked that I can't do myself, I'll give you a holler.
I nod.
All right. She shakes her hand.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
And
Any
you're
other
actually
people
there
over
for
the 5 days?
a couple more days. So the next time.
That was unintentionally hilarious. That the two of you
100%,
speaking
yeah.
in your little squeaky voices.
You'll see Sparky the next day, and he's there with a couple friends, and then another group of randos.
Talking about Sparky the Poison Dwarf, I can't recall. Does milkweed go off? Like, I've got 8 milkweed on my character sheet. Is that just it's done now, or does it last? Can we just check?
I'm checking. Because you never did use the milkweed that you had picked up.
We used some of it, but I think we got 10 doses and then didn't need all the doses.
It will eventually go off. Like, it's not going to sit forever.
Okay, but it's maybe still okay for now.
Yeah, it doesn't break down as quickly as the other things, but like, you know, the longer you sit on it, the more you should question it.
Okay.
I got details on it at the time. Can I get an idea of its shelf life? Are we talking like a year or like years or weeks?
No,
or
we're
6
probably
months?
talking, you know, a couple months. It would be when you'd want to use it.
Okay. So
Like
it's
the
probably still got a few
consistency,
weeks.
the problem is the consistency starts to change and it stops being a fluid and it begins to sort of like dry. And so then you're going to have to grind it and then it'll be a powder, but it'll have lost some of its potency. You really
But
do
it
want it as
it should be obvious when it's no longer working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the drier it gets, the more questionable it becomes. It's never going to be like, it'll take a long time to be completely ineffective.
All right, I'll do the group of 3. Not Sparky, because I know what he's about.
Mm-hmm. Give me your
21.
21. Excellent. Whoops, wrong die. Yeah, it's just a bunch of friends hanging out, having a good time in the Gremlin, not really talking any business right now.
Okay,
Looks like they're
next
just
day.
enjoying a drink. And let's do this one. And the other 2 days you were with the other folks. And at our tables, we've got a group of 2. We've got Barbara Ann, and the other 2 tables are empty.
Okay, is Barbara Ann talking to anybody?
In before Pigeon spends 300 gold.
Barbara Ann is not talking to anybody. She has a little wax tablet that she is marking with a stylus.
I'll read the other group, and then I'm going to go talk to Barbara Ann myself.
Yeah. Miss. Yeah. They're hunched together, you know, real close
Fair.
and squeaky like.
I'll go talk to Barbara Ann.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, milady.
Smiles at you. Oh, hello. It's been a little while.
Oh yeah, it's been quite a few. I got a few questions.
Uh-huh.
I pull out some gems and say,
This is what I'm gonna pay with. Is that okay?
Which gems are they?
it'll probably be the DV zircons, which are 100 gold each.
I don't know if she can tell the value of the gems. She kind of puts a hand up and says, let's find out the topics first. We'll see what everything will cost. I don't typically accept gems on the fly.
I nod.
Lemon went missing.
I'm so
She
sorry
was
to hear
taken
that.
by a lady named Zara.
Savo.
Zabar or whatever. And I believe that she's in Cauldron. Wanted to know if you know anything about it.
Sighs heavily. I do have information on this topic for you.
Oh, how much?
I'm not sure it's in our best interest for you to buy this, but I'm not typically in the job of turning down business, so 300 gold.
I'll push forward 3 of the zircons and say,
These are about 100 gold each. If you can't sell them for that, then I will give you more. You can trust me because we've had business and I want to continue our business.
She's going to make a charisma check. Why don't you, please? She's going to try and read your face to see if you are trustworthy.
I'm being completely honest, so here's my check.
Okay. She does indeed succeed, but only just barely. You fail, which means you I've got to double check my notes here, but I think she's getting a correct reading on you. Truth and lies. You are telling the truth. They are suspicious. You fail. They pass. She reads truth off of you. She'll take the gems. And you'll notice like her eyes glance over your shoulder towards Fiona at the bar behind you before coming right back to you. Your friend Lemon got her name heard when she seduced a young nobleman. He ended up reporting this to his family, who had to pay his ransom. And, well, the head of the family did not like it very much. They hired someone to find her, take her back to Cauldron, and hang her. Not boil her, but hang her in the streets. I don't know if it's been done, but the family from which Lemon wronged, not the young man in question, but his father, sought vengeance on the, how did they say, harlot who disparaged the family's name.
Okay. So it sounds to me then like he knows all of our names. He's holding course. But his daddy was like, well, we gotta get this girl, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy with how
It's
this
quite
turned
encouraging,
out.
actually.
Yeah.
Barbara Ann doesn't stop there. Now, the thing is, the people they hired to do this, well, you're sitting in their establishment.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think you should be... It's not in my financial interest for you to lose your head trying to get revenge on those who enacted the deed.
I'm gonna be honest, ma'am. You got the wrong idea here.
Oh.
I'm happy.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I'm actually excited because, you see, they coulda just got us, but they chose not to. And we're not going for revenge or anything. We understand that it's business.
She nods her head. Okay, then. Good. Very good.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything else I want to know.
Wow, whew, what a relief. You got any information you think might interest me and that I could pay you for?
How deep are your pockets? I could be here all day sharing lovely little tidbits with you.
Well, what about something in Shybrook? Talked about it a little bit before about the wizard. Do you have any updates?
He refers to her notes on Shybrook.
I love the
swear to God.
gems because it doesn't even feel like we're spending real money.
Well, yeah, except we are though. You're fucking single-handedly
Nick, we
funding
just got
Barbran's
XP.
retirement.
We just got XP though.
True.
Yeah, true, I suppose. How many gems do we even have left? Like, I'm looking.
I have
on
a
the...
ton on me.
Oh, it's on you.
Yeah, they're all on me.
I'm looking at
for
the
most
household and
part.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I've got. I'm counting. Like 2,000 gold worth of gems on me.
Okay, that's not that much, but yeah.
There's nothing else that is particularly... Well, I don't know what your interests are. I could tell you all about Shybrook, and it would cost you a pretty penny. But I don't think that's what you're looking for. When you have something you want, something specific, that's where my services shine. In
I
the
do.
past... Oh, yes?
Oh,
I whisper, because this is important to Pigeon.
I'm looking for a mark to steal some elven wine from. Either a barrel or a few bottles.
That is an interesting... I will have to ask around for that. I don't have any leads at this moment. But next time we see each other, if I do, I'll be happy to share them with you for a price.
Perfect. And then the other thing is, you know the prince guy and Cauldron?
Yes.
Okay.
The young
His
Lord
uncle.
Shacklebrook.
Yeah, his uncle. He's apparently got a love potion, or had one. I want to find out where he is.
I do believe he thinks. Come back again. I'll have to check my sources.
Perfect.
I'd stand up from the table, excited. This is great news. Our plans with Shacklebrook are still ongoing. He didn't rat us out. Lemon is dead, but not boiled alive, which I think I'll relay, because I think that's a better outcome.
Yeah, we didn't see her hanging, did we, Neil? Definitely. We would have noticed that.
You would have absolutely... If you hang someone in the streets, it's to be noticed. Yeah.
She's for sure dead by now, though.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. I go back to the party.
Shacklebrook really liked Lemon, though. He could hang some random girl who looked like her.
That's
Keep Lemon alive.
It
We should
wouldn't
send
even
a
have
message to
look like
Shacklebrook.
her,
Yeah.
right? Because no
Might
one
have to
else
look a little bit like her,
knows.
because most people saw them together.
Oh, that's true. People did see them
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Luther.
Yeah, what is it?
We gotta send word to Shacklebrook. Lemon's due to be hung, or she might already be, but not boiled alive.
Well, that's good news.
It wasn't him. It was the dad who was mad
I
at
knew
us.
it. I knew it.
So our
Wait, you
shit with
sure?
Shacklebrook's still on. Yeah, I talked to Barbara Ann.
Oh, God, how much did that cost?
Just 3 gems.
Okay. Luther thinks it's the cheap ones. But
yeah.
It's not.
And then,
Oh, and I asked her about the elven wine and then the love potions. She's gonna get me info on those.
All for the 3 gems?
I nod.
Oh, well, that's good value, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm feeling much better. I think we can probably get on the road tomorrow, maybe.
Okay.
What about those, the Hatchet brothers?
I saw them go back, but only for a few hours. And then they left again, and then we're gone for days. Do we want to bring our dwarven bodyguards with us? We should, right? If we're taking a carriage?
Wow, we don't need the carriage. So, no, I say we just go on. This is a holiday, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're chilling. We don't need the bodyguards.
Wait,
They
no,
can
we're gonna
stay
do a
here.
job.
What are we gonna do? Well, maybe, but we don't need the dwarves for that.
But for the road. We're paying him anyways, man.
Well, yeah, but we're going to be on horse, so.
In a carriage.
We don't need a carriage.
Oh, come on. Let's bring the dwarves.
Why?
Weren't you going to leave the
They'd be better-
dwarves
they'd
to
be-
guard the lair?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
All
they're,
right,
better,
fuck
they're
it.
better. They're better here. Yeah.
All right. The Rupture Clan will stay here.
Say, can you remind me what those Hatchet Brother guys look like?
I remind you.
Okay. On that day, Neil, or the night before, I want to go to Bodkin's house and check on him. So I get my jacket on. I've got my short sword.
Yeah. You get your jacket on, you get your short sword, you go find Bodkin in his home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be done. What's the nature of this approach?
I'm going to ask him to do something for me.
Ah. Okay.
Nothing
serious.
big, just yeah.
Well, you approach. What time are you approaching his house?
I'm thinking like early evening, like maybe 5 or 6 before he might go out to Rusty's Hook.
Okay. Yeah. You can find him. He's not in the house. He's on the street, sitting on at like a little table with one of the neighbors in the area, and he's just like having a glass with one of the
How's the brand
elders.
looking?
Yeah, well, does he clock me as I walk up?
No, he rolls a 4 on his perception check. He does not see you coming up.
Is there like a street urchin nearby?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people on the street. Mm-hmm.
I like throw a kid of silver and say, "Go and get that fella and bring him over here."
Kid goes, tugs on the sleeve. Bodkin kind of sees you, excuses himself from whatever conversation he's involved in, and hurries on over.
As he's coming over, I take a look at the brand. How does it look like it's healed?
It's healing all right. It's very scabbed over, and you're going to have to wait to see what the actual healed flesh looks like. But right now, you can just see like a big, nasty, gnarly scab with a little circle in the middle of still decent flesh.
Bodkin, how you doing?
I'm good, boss. How you?
You see the doctor?
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, yeah, I'm good. Me and the boys are going to be out of town for a little while. And there's these 2 fellas asking questions around. Call themselves the Hatchet Brothers. And I describe them.
Yeah.
Just, I think they're hanging around Rusty's Hook. If you see these guys asking questions about us, keep an eye on them. And when we get back, debrief me. If you don't see them, don't worry about it. But if you see them asking questions, if you hear about them asking questions about us, look into it.
Last time I got involved, I didn't ask any questions. I just did what I was told, and he kind of turns his cheek towards you. So I learned I gotta ask some questions.
Sure.
You calling these people the Hatchet Bros?
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
sound
what
like
the
they're very
balls-
friendly.
I don't think so, no. They've, as I understand it, they've got some bad information, and they think that we might be an easy mark. If I have to dissuade them of that idea, I will, but I'd rather it not come to that. So, if somebody's looking for me, I just want to make sure I'm watching them too.
But if I follow these guys into an alleyway, they're gonna hack me to bits, right?
Yeah. Use your head. Don't get yourself killed. I'm not saying risk your life. Just keep your ear to the ground, that's all.
I'll see what I can do.
All right.
He puts out a hand.
Yeah, I shake his hand and then tilt my flat cap and head off into the...
He wanted money.
No. I'm not giving him money. He's not done anything.
True. Has not done anything.
All right, I head back and I'll stop by the horse guy on the way. Mm-hmm. And I'll let him know that we'll be picking up 4 horses in the morning.
The huge. Give us the huge.
The usual horses, yeah.
Did we give ourselves money back for that last time, Nick?
I think we only ended up paying a small... It was included in our monthly expenses because we gave the horses back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Very
party. We're headed to Shybrook on a
That's
it.
a beach vacation, right? Just
It's a
a
vacation, yeah.
simple beach vacation.
Let it
Maybe
be
get into
known,
maybe get into a bar fight down there. It'd be good times.
I took 18 of the LMSS letterhead pages with me.
Okay.
I
LMSS.
assume, yeah, that was like the shipping company that we fucked over in Pittsburgh.
Lord Marshall's Shipping Solutions.
I think that this might be useful in Shybrook somehow. So I'm bringing them.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll have Eraser, I'll tell him, hey, I'm bringing these. Make sure you bring your forgery kit.
Of course. I'll pack it up.
Good.
Now we've all rested. We're taking horses. We're not taking a carriage, it sounds like, because Nick's at full HP. So,
well, I'm 33 out of 35, but that's good enough.
Good enough.
Let's take some money out of the horde.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't only pay in gems.
I've got enough on me. I'm all right.
How much gold do you have?
I've got 170 gold and 30 platinum.
Okay, I'm going to take... Neil, can you take 200 gold off and disperse it among our group?
Like 50 gold in each person's pockets?
Yeah,
I'll
take 50.
We need to start spending silver, man. We got 45,000 silver.
Yeah, that's true. Give him silver, actually.
I mean, no one's going to carry more than like 50. You know, money gets heavy. You don't want to be walking around with like 20 pounds of coins in your pocket.
Yeah, I know. This kind of sucks. Fucking ass.
We need to start using silver for our... Well, we
Monthly
are using silver
expenses,
off
yeah,
our
we
monthly
are.
expenses, aren't we? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to do with her. I'm taking 100 gold.
All right.
I think it's fine. Everyone's got some gold on them. You've got the gems. We'll be all right.
We'll be fine.
When
What's
are
the
our
worst
next
that
monthly
could happen?
expenses?
Today is the 20th, so you pay on the 1st, which is just in like a week and change.
Since we're leaving, can we prepay now?
Yeah, we'll pay.
Okay. How much is it in silver? There's 4 of us now.
Notes. No, not party notes. Monthly expenses. Steel Team 6, 100 GP. Lemon, 100 GP. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Bodyguards. So it's 100 times 4 plus 30 minus 25. We're looking at 405 GP.
Which
So
is
4,050 silver, yeah.
4,500 silver?
4,050.
50, got it. I'll do the calc.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Okay. So we're paid up for the next 6 weeks.
Wow.
You still have silver left?
Yeah,
That's
we
so
got
much silver.
41,000 silver, which is, I'm going to be honest, I hate to say it, Nick. I think that we should employ more dwarven bodyguards from the Rupture clan, and I think we should do it before we leave. Because these people only cost 30 gold a month. Like, let's bump them up to 100 gold a month. That's what we were paying for Lemon, Percival, and Sierra, or Helmet.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Why don't we have a conversation with the main dwarf? Because we were also asking him about fighting dwarves and training.
Let's go talk to him.
I don't think it's going to be like, you know, he's got another 50 dwarves on hand, but we could say, like, look, we're thinking of expanding our operation.
And
Let's
he
get your
was
boys.
thinking
Can you
he
get
had to
some
go
boys
back
in?
and talk to his people in the mountains or the hills or
It's
something.
been a good amount of
right?
time, too, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
if you're trying to go to Shybrook, it might be hard to coordinate all of this. Are we abandoning the Shybrook?
No. We can talk to him on the way back. He's probably still with his mountain dwarfs.
Yeah, we'll talk to him on the way back.
Okay,
Yeah, all right.
perfect.
On the
All
road
right.
again.
Off
I just
to
can't wait to get on the
Shybrook.
road.
I'd also
Didn't-
like to see in Shybrook if we could find some sort of... This is a hard one, but like some sort of butler that will come work for us. Because
No.
Lemon was there. Oh, hold on. Lemon was there, and she ran our shit. And now that she's gone, I know we're not talking about it, but I'm sure our house is looking a little disorderly. You know?
Yeah.
It's looking a little worse for wear. Clothes aren't getting done. Food's not getting made. You know, we're having to go out to eat now. The place is a fucking wreck. We need someone to manage our home. Let's get us a Jeeves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we need we need a woman, really. I don't mean to be sexist, but if we're looking at cooking and cleaning,
It's hardly
James.
heroes.
That's not
Your characters
that's-
are not politically correct. Please.
that's not a Jeeves. Well, I'm speaking out of character, but
Oh.
what I mean is we need someone who's going to look after the house. Not Jeeves was a carriage driver, you know.
We need someone to manage the home,
he
and
was
if that
much- he
means
was
they
much more
need to
than that.
hire people to clean our house versus them cleaning our house, then so be it.
Yeah.
I want a home manager. I want someone who has a little bit of fucking brain cells.
I actually think that it might be pretty smart to get someone from outside of Stromheim and bring
agree.
them back.
So
That
in
way they're
Shybrook
not-
is a good
Yeah,
spot.
they're not linked to any of the other gangs or anything like that, and their loyalties with us.
Yep, and then they don't need to do that day to day like Lemon was doing. They can instead hire people to come in, clean her fucking
Well,
clothes.
I think we need to be careful about who we
I
trust. though.
agree. They would
can't
only
just
get
be-
access to the top floor, not
Yeah.
the lair.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Maybe we bring someone back from Shybrook. I don't think we should give them instructions to bring anyone else on until the lair's finished and we can like lock that shit down. Because right now it's open and they could be going down there and seeing stuff that they're not meant to be
Let's
seeing.
make them do the grunt work, and then we can offer them a promotion when we feel comfortable, and then they can get bitches.
Yeah. Okay.
That way, there's
See if
some
we can find
upward
someone good.
mobility. You know? Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we
Perfect.
need like. I think there's a nice tavern in Shybrook, if I remember. Or there almost certainly is a nice tavern. Maybe there's like, the general manager of the tavern or someone like that. You know, someone who is looking for a promotion, maybe a bit sick of
Yeah.
working for the boss, but knows how to do this kind of thing.
I want someone who works for nobles, but they're sick of working for nobility.
Yeah.
But they still can like turn it on, you know, and like they know how to manage a home. That's my goal.
But you're also going to need someone that has no ties to Shybrook that can pick up and leave and who would be willing to relocate to a very different environment and
For a
work
fuckload of money.
for a bunch of gross, dirty, evil, murdering
Yeah.
thieves. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. we
Which
should
is
be
where
honest-
which is
we
where
should
the
be
money sweetens it over.
We should
sure,
be
but
honest
the-
about what we are as well.
Yeah, the intersection of all of these needs creates a very, very
Specific
narrow
person.
Yeah. So I don't want you to get your hopes up. I will obviously roll for
Yeah.
all the things, but the chances of you finding such a person are very low. Just
I'm
a
feeling
preemptive
lucky
thing.
today though.
Well, you've rolled like 15
16,
20s.
20.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want
really
to
good.
luck roll, Neil?
Not yet. Let's get to Shybrook first.
Don't force it.
Okay, hold
'Cause
on.
we
I
could
just want
die
to
on the
purge this
road.
one.
This is quite a long journey, so yeah,
Okay,
we've got a
Good
little
purge.
trip ahead of us here.
Yeah, it's going to be
Through the
1,
rooms.
2, 3, 4 days to Shybrook. Last day is going to
Do
be a
we-
hard day too.
Do we pass through Cauldron? I mean,
You
I
will
know
have to
that in
pass through
theory
Cauldron.
we would. Yeah, so we can look for shit. We might
Yeah,
see
let's
them.
pass off a note too. To
But,
him,
we,
to like
we could not go through Cauldron, right? Like we could follow the Wispwood like this. Oh no, because then we
Yeah.
cross the river.
You'd have
I'm
to
gonna be
cross the
honest.
river.
I don't think we should go through Cauldron because if she's getting executed, then we have to. All right, fuck it.
You have to
We'll go
pass through Cauldron. I mean, I
Yep,
guess you
we
could
got
try
it.
to ride around the city if you really, really wanted
Fuck
to, but it would be
that.
sketchy and extra time. And why would you? Also, you actually have to sleep in Cauldron because you can go about 48 miles a day on your horses. So unless you want to camp outside in the wilderness, like you're gonna sleep in Cauldron, you're gonna sleep in the ruins, you're gonna sleep in Thornwood, and then you'll have a hard day getting to Shybrook.
All right, fuck it. Let's go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Eventually, if all goes well, to Shybrook.
Damn, I bet
yeah?
that someone wants a fucking canal through here.
Maybe we
Through
should.
Pittsburgh. Oh, I'm showing Pittsburgh.
Maybe we should make
Like,
a
if you
letter
cut
to,
this off-
to Shacklebrook.
I think we should send him a note and be like, hey,
Maybe we could just say, like, we could give it to a peasant and have them bring it to the city the day after we leave, right? Like, we say, deliver this to the keep in a day's time. We spell a name wrong, and we basically just say, we understand why what happened had to happen.
we're still on, you know?
We're heading to Shybrook now.
Wouldn't tell him where we're going.
Well, because he asked us to go to Shybrook, and like, maybe we could say, we're looking into those things you asked about.
Yes.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Now,
or something like that.
Let's send a courier, okay,
Yeah.
from Stromheim. The same time we leave, because they're not going to know. Let's send a courier from Stromheim and just be like, hey, we understand what the fuck went down. We are working on your shit still. We're good. We'll have some info for you in a few weeks.
I think we should ask for a sign that we're still good. I don't know what it would be. Like something that
I think
he
the
could do
sign
in the
is
town.
already that he didn't give up our names. If we weren't
Yeah.
good, he would have gave up our names and we would be being hunted.
It would have been us instead of Lemon. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
So we're good.
Okay.
He probably just needs to know that we're good with him.
Yeah. Okay, so the letter basically just says, like, we're looking into your shit. We know why what happened had to happen.
We're good.
We're good, yeah.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
after the events of Lemon being captured, I don't know if you guys have actually seen that session or not.
Mm-mm.
I hadn't quite resolved her fate. The session where Lemon is taken. It didn't end on a cliffhanger, but there was like a crack where things could sort of deviate, and I was sitting on it and thinking about it, taking some time to decide what to do, and I hadn't decided anything. But now all of a sudden, we're riding through town, and we need to collapse the quantum superposition of her being alive and dead at the same time, and know if she's hanging in the streets or not. I'm going to make some rolls in the background to see how the interactions between Lemon and the young Lord Shacklebrook.
She's
So,
smart. Like,
since
she
you're
might
rolling-
suggest the alternative girl.
Will you give us a little bit of like, when you figure out what happens, will you give us some role play of it happening?
Well, if she dies, probably.
Yeah.
If she's alive, I might not want to tip the hand. Like, I wouldn't want to tell you if she's, in the dungeons versus if
Yeah.
she's like found a way to seduce him and is marrying him tomorrow.
100%.
Oh, it'd be so good if they get married. That'd
Okay.
be sick.
That's a good story to tell your kids.
That'd be so good.
I will tell you that I'm going to start with the encounter reaction table out of the DMG. I'm going to treat Lemon as a threatening character. And I noticed that Lemon actually only has 8 charisma, which gives her a loyalty base of -1. So things are not looking great for Lemon to begin with.
Does her attractiveness not benefit her in this specific case?
I think
Like maybe a
when
boost
we're
to her
in
charisma.
kidnapping and life and death, I do think whatever beauty traits she has are secondary to these other things. I think.
Hmm.
Well, keep in mind, he
not
might
a
not want her
10.
dead too. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Okay, so I see how he perceives her and how he behaves towards her. And can Lemon... What
Come on,
does
Lemon.
Lemon want? How intelligent is she? What way out of this can she see? High is good for her. And how well can she beg, borrow, steal, threaten, submit? How well can she play it? And her charisma is only 8. Okay. So then the counterplay, this NPC trying to persuade the young lord. And, we're getting bad checks all around. I think we see a little bit of confusion and hesitation here. No one
That's
is
good.
making a good argument in any direction. The young lord needs good advisors. He's so innocent, Can Lemon... What's her intelligence, baby? 11? Not great. She has a bad plan. She's not convincing with it. The young
dear.
Lord Shacklebrook has got to make a decision. Is he his own person? Or is he following the wisdom of his father, right? Or is he setting off and making a name for himself and ignoring his family? It's a hard decision we all have to make at some point, you know? I think he's a little more independent. I think he learned a lot from this. And if he's going to be the future of his house, he's got to start leading, which maybe means ignoring his family.
That's good for Lemon.
Okay, does he have any good ideas? Because everyone's just rolling badly right now. It's just an awkward situation of lots of people not knowing exactly what to do. He actually has to have higher intelligence than that. He is a wizard. That is wizard acceptable intelligence.
He's supposed to be like a prodigy, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, of the
give him
family. He doesn't have 18 int. Are you kidding? He's a dum-dum. Well, he's not a dum-dum, but he's okay.
Smarter than Emmerich.
Hey, what are you saying about the king, dude?
He has bare minimum wizard intelligence, I think. Oh, you're muted, Nick.
Emrich's got 15 int now with Imprick to bolster his mental capabilities.
Now the question is, when Lemon is friendly, when she's trying to be sweet to him, does he fall for it? Absolutely not. When she's sweet, he is threatening.
Of course. I mean, she fucked him over before when she was sweet. He sees right through it.
So when you guys ride through town, what you don't see Lemon hanging from the rafters or an overhead beam. What you see is a cage very similar to the cage that they boil people in, that is suspended off of the castle wall. That palisade wall that was like 25, 30 feet or whatever. Someone has taken, a really big beam, shoinked it off of that, attached it heavily with probably spikes and ropes, and is dangling a similar but smaller cage off of the end of this, in which Lemon is sitting. And it's angled
She's alive?
up. She's alive. She's hanging in a cage over the main road, about 30 feet off the ground. And you're coming in at nighttime. And it's worth noting that near her, on the wall, are two guards with crossbows. In addition to whoever else might be patrolling the wall or looking out, there is a very specific set of guards, just with crossbows, standing nearby.
I mean, I'm down to just ignore her. I think the fact that she's in this cage is probably a good sign. That she might yet live. My worry is what Sierra does now.
Sierra, do you see her? She's alive.
I mean, I wasn't going to point it out to him, but
He obviously sees it.
He was gonna, there was no way he wasn't gonna see it. Sierra is going to make himself, oh no. He's gonna make himself an intelligence and a wisdom check. However, those are his lowest stats. Sierra has a 6 in intelligence, which he rolls for a 15, and a 6 in wisdom willpower, which he rolls for a 15.
God, he is fucking useless, Sierra, isn't he? A 6 in int and wisdom.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
14 charisma, though. Okay, he's cool.
Uh-huh.
Sierra sees her. He stands in his stirrups. Lemon! He cries out at the top of his lungs. She turns to see him. The guards on the walls turn to look at the four of you on horseback.
Oh, no.
No one recognizes, not Emmerich, but Nick from his drunken pissing on the wall. No one's there to see it or recognize it.
It was very well acted. Thank you very much. They
Yes.
wouldn't even notice.
Definitely not. But Sierra rides right up to Lemon and starts shouting after her, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And the rest of you who aren't fucking stupid and caught up in the moment and having feelings, emotions for other people.
I stay back.
No,
I
I
think
stay
there's a
back.
decent chance that Sierra's about to get fucking killed, so.
You see the 2 guards with crossbows on the wall looking at this, and one of them fucking dips and like goes off a ladder or something inside the keep.
I think we need to get out of this town, man.
We've got to get her. Come on, let's go, he says.
No, he's run off, right? He's not.
He's run off. He's run off. I'm just saying this to erase her.
We're the 3 of us. Yeah, we're sitting on our horses.
Oh, you're not saying this to Sierra.
No, Sierra's run off to the wall.
Okay, right, because
I think
he
we don't
galloped
follow
up.
him.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I look at Sierra concerned.
One of the guys went down to the keep. He's gonna go tell, and there's 4 of us, and there were, there were 4
Sierra
of
turns
us
his
earlier.
horse around. He rides up to the 3 of you. Guys, we got to get her. Let's go right now. And he hops off his horse and he runs to the palisade wall to make a climbing check.
Neil. Okay.
I'm sorry, I rolled the dice.
I know, yeah.
No,
6 and
I
6.
didn't mean that. I'm saying
okay.
that I am going to perform a maneuver here. I'm going to leap off my horse and tackle Sierra to the ground.
Give me an attack roll. +2 for back attack, +1 for high ground.
That's right. I was just going to say high ground. So that's good.
It's get ready. Going to be a Nick roll.
We're looking at a +3 here.
Yep. Oh, shit! You leap onto Sierra's back. You hit him from behind. Give me a strength check at advantage against him.
There's no way he can defeat me in a strength check.
Nick rolled a natural
That's
20,
3.
followed by a 17 for 33. Sierra rolls a 13 on his strength check. You
So I
tackle
land
him
on
to
his,
the ground.
I
He
land on
eats
his
dirt.
back, and my mouth is right by his ear, and I say, Sierra, you want to get yourself killed, and probably all of us killed. We need to step back from this situation right now.
That's a good reason to give him another wisdom check, which he rolled a 1
Yes!
on, a natural 1.
Okay.
Yes, he's
He
in
whispers
love.
back to you, if you don't get off me right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you in your sleep.
Okay. You're doing this on your own. And then I let him go.
By the time you're off of him and he gets up, the guard on the wall with the crossbow is holding it looking directly at Sierra.
Yeah,
Who
well,
looks
as
up
soon as
and
I
sees
get
the
off
guard.
him, I get back on my horse and I start at least to pigeon, but hopefully a racer as well. Like, we leave and go to a tavern.
You guys start to leave. Sierra's...
Because there's no, fuck's sake. There's just no,
I
there's no
stand and
stopping
watch.
him.
They can leave. I stand and watch on my horse. A ways away.
Yeah, other people are curious, like guys are tackling each other in the streets. This isn't attracting no attention. There's a guy
Has
with
Lemon
a crossbow.
said anything?
Lemon looked at him and has not said a word.
She's always been smarter than him, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He isn't saying a lot.
that's, yeah. I mean, she does have
The
11
problem,
hits.
Nick, is now I think that we have to go after her because if she saw us and then we just rode through town and left her, she's gonna lose her shit.
What, she knows we can't do anything. I mean, it's obvious that we
but
can't do
she's
anything.
probably there's things that she can do to get out of this if she fucks us over. She knows where we live. She knows all of that. And if she sees
she
that
can-
we're just gonna leave her,
She can
might
do that
start
anyway.
telling.
I don't think we can't save her.
Sierra
let's see what Sierra does. Maybe Sierra can.
runs for the wall. He's gonna climb it as fast as
Yes!
his little legs will carry him.
Yes, we're
Now,
gonna lose
at
the shitty member.
Palisade wall. It is not a good wall to climb. He's going to need a natural
He's gonna
20
get
to do this
boiled.
right now.
He's gonna get boiled.
Come on, please.
Metal dive hell. All right, Sierra. You're going to need a legit 20 to scale this wall.
With the power of love, Neil.
It's a 5. No, it's nowhere near it. He begins to scramble up. The guard on top watches him scramble and fall. And bows and crossbows can't actually be aimed straight down, right? The crossbow or the bow will fall. You can't quite angle your body over the wall. You can't actually shoot. You can drop things on people climbing up. but
They're
you can't
very
shoot
proficient
straight
rock
down.
droppers, if you recall.
Oh yeah, very good.
So the guy on the wall is watching Sierra trying to climb, and it's not working. And then Sierra pulls out a pair of daggers.
What the hell?
What the
And
hell?
he's going to try and aim at the rope holding the cage.
Genius.
All right,
That's
Sierra.
actually a good idea.
Here are your 2 thrown attacks. First one
Roll it, Neil.
is a 9. The wild miss. The second one is
Oh!
a 20. It's a hit.
It's a crit.
It would be a crit. What is the HP of rope? 2 to 4 HP, but you need slashing damage to really affect it, and a dagger is more piercing.
So it counts out the crit.
Yeah, so why don't we roll 2d4 divided by 2 for his damage? 6 divided by 2 is a 3, and I'm going to roll a d3 plus... I'm sorry. Yeah, d3 plus 1 for the rope's HP. It's a 3.
Oh, shit.
The first dagger goes wide.
Yeah.
It just...
Wait, but hang on. I just want to
nowhere.
remind everyone of something, right? Lemon has 3 HP. She's currently 30 feet off the ground. She is about to die.
The second dagger hits the rope square in the center, barely cuts it, enough that it pops, like it slips a little bit, and then you can hear the strands pulling apart before it completely snaps.
We need to go into initiative here.
And the cage
Sierra might
begins
also
to
get
fall.
himself crushed as well.
Well,
I'm
he's not
rolling
going to
in.
stand under it.
Trying to catch it. Well, why not? It's the only way to save her.
It's the dumbest thing that's ever. No, it's how you die.
It might be the second dumbest thing I've seen Sierra do in the last 10 minutes.
Hey, what's wrong
it's
with our
D10.
boy Sierra?
What are you rolling initiative for, Moot?
I have to go pick the lock.
Oh, it's not locked. It's tied.
Oh,
It's
then
not
I
a-
don't roll in.
Yeah.
No,
She's
never
going to
mind.
die.
I don't roll in.
She falls 30 feet in the air.
The cage might break some of the fall, Neil. And she does have to go to -10 to die, so it's possible.
She might get to less
Sierra
than
is going to
-10.
get murdered.
Yeah, he's dead, yeah.
It's 14 damage. She dies on the spot.
No reduction from the cage breaking the fall?
No.
She's mangled, man. If,
If
anything,
she's
I think
smart,
the cage would be
wait,
worse.
no. She could hold on to the top of the cage and pull herself up so the bottom of the cage breaks the fall.
If
would-
this was
that
a
would
carefully
work.
orchestrated plan ahead of time, maybe she could have hung on to the top for a moment, but she's still going to then fall and hit the ground. Like, she's still falling at, like, she's still affected by gravity. She's a free-falling object.
Yeah.
Even if the bottom of the cage, slows, she's still at full speed. But also,
When
she
I
doesn't
see
have
her
to
go-
The top of the cage would slow too, and she's holding on to that, right?
Yeah, but she's not going to be able. You did then have to hold on to the top of the cage
and
with
keep
enough
hold of it.
strength. But
Yeah,
then your
yeah.
arms are still going to be subjected to the full falling force.
There was no way that she would even expect this, Nick.
I'm
She'd
saying,
have to expect
I'm
it.
saying big int check, big strength check.
Give him a natural
Maybe there's a
20. 2
chance.
natural 20s, Koibu.
No, there's no
Yeah.
way.
There's no way. Okay.
There's
I don't- I
okay,
don't- I
there-
agree either, yeah.
There's no
Sierra's
way.
just dumb as fuck.
Yeah, Sierra's an idiot.
Is
So
blinded by his love. Wow, she did make an 18, natural 18, modified 26 on her int check.
Okay.
Strength
It's
check?
just smart enough that she knows she's gonna die, and she can say goodbye on the way down.
goodbye.
And she's crushed.
Yeah,
Parts
when I
of
see
wood
she's
fall through her
mangled-
body. She's a mangled mess.
I turn around on my horse and I ride up quickly to Luther and hey, Sierra's gonna get murdered. He just killed Lemon.
What a fucking shit show.
We need to get out of this
should've
town.
We should have gone round.
We need to get out of here. They're gonna know we're with him. Let's get
Okay,
Sierra
right,
and
sir.
let's get out.
Do the rest of you do all ride back?
I don't think we should go and get Sierra. I go to leave without him.
Yeah, I go to leave. We're just continuing on to Thornwood.
You're gonna ride through the evening, camp outside a cauldron somewhere.
We have to.
I think we have to, yeah.
Yeah. Sierra knows where we're going. We'll stay on the road. If he does get out,
Yeah.
that's the way we go.
Cool.
I mean, he killed himself. Like, I don't know what to tell him.
Mr. Moon, add 1,000 silver back to your party sheet.
Huge. Yes, let's go.
Oh,
I already added it.
God.
So, it's a quiet ride as you leave Cauldron.
Does Eraser leave with us? Yeah, he leaves.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, this is obviously a bad
okay.
situation. And as the party is leaving Cauldron, Eraser quietly says, "This was supposed to be a beach vacation.
Well, now we really need it.
What is happening?"
Eraser, he just got himself killed, man. He's crazy.
I tried to stop him. There's nothing more I could have done.
Why?
He threatened to kill me in my sleep.
Going through Cauldron was a good fucking idea. We could have gone and vacationed in High Castle, in Blue Cliff. Fuck, we could have vacationed in God's damn Fortune.
Well, we gotta go to Shybrook for the prince guy. He wanted to know info down there.
The guy that's probably killing Sierra right now. We want to keep working with them? Oh my god, this whole operation is falling to shit.
Eraser, you can't blame him. He kept Lemon alive. He was even keeping his side of the bargain. Sierra killed him. This is literally Sierra's fault.
We can't let... Fuck, man. We can't just leave him. We can't just leave him.
He's dead, man. You can't just run off, threaten to kill one of us, and then...
He said he'd kill me in my sleep if I didn't let him go.
Fuck, God.
For me, that's breaking any oath.
Oh, this whole thing is falling to pieces.
Steel Team 6 divided by 2.
Maybe it's... Well, it's not for the best.
Damn, the steel dagger.
It was a good throw, though.
Yeah, it was a good throw.
Was it the steel dagger that did it, Koibu?
No, I think he kept the steel dagger on him in case he needed to melee someone down. These were his...
How long has it been?
Daggers. 45 minutes? You're out of town?
It's too late.
He's dead.
Maybe we could have...
Instantly, yeah.
Gone and tried to save him.
But if we do that, then the men are all going to come after us on horseback at the same time, looking for him. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It would be a...
And like, Sarah's probably going to fucking kill himself anyway.
He killed Lemon. I mean, he killed Lemon. He killed himself, man.
This is why you never fall in love, guys. This is why you stay away from love. Makes you do stupid fucking things.
Never loved a girl in my life. Don't intend to start now.
Good. Good.
Man, I feel so bad for Eraser. All of his friends, before we joined, are dead.
Yeah.
Sierra's dead. Percival's dead. Helmet's dead. Who are we missing? That's 3.
Well, that's 6 of you, yeah. But the people that you killed before you joined,
yeah,
they're
the one
gone.
guy we killed, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
We ride like a few more hours and then make camp for the night.
Yeah. You find a spot along the river, little copse of trees that you can hide in, tie your horses up, let them graze for a little bit. They're not going to get a good meal. Oh, go ahead.
As we settle down, I'm going to go up to Eraser and say, "Listen, boss.
Yeah.
I could tell that Sierra was headed for bad outcomes. You know, he let his emotions get the better of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at you, you know, you've got a cool head. You always have. But you've been through some shit these last few months. I don't want to be having to have this same conversation with Pigeon about you. You got to keep it together, boss. You remember the bigger picture here. We're only young men. We've got our whole lives ahead of us. There's plenty of lemons. There's plenty of Sierras left in our future."
Oh, Luther, you don't think you're gonna live to be an old man, do you?
I fully intend to. Do you not?
How many old men do you see in our profession?
Yeah, normally they get the fuck out, the smart ones.
No, they all die. This is a young man's game. There's not a lot of surviving in here.
Some of them survive. Anyway, you're missing the point. What I'm saying is, I'm acknowledging that you've been through some shit, but you've got to keep it together, man. We can't be throwing our lives away.
Well, what are we even fucking doing, huh? There was a plan, there was a lifestyle. It was going to be the 6 of us, and we were going to take the world by storm. And now it's just the 3. Is it the three? Maybe Sierra's just held cap. Maybe they took him prisoner. Maybe he's a hostage. Maybe he's going to be up in a cage.
He wouldn't let himself be held hostage, man. He's going to fight to the death there.
Are you kidding? The moment he gets cornered, he's going to roll over on his back and show his belly.
Yeah, but when he was talking to Luther, I mean, he had something else in his eye.
Fuck. Oh, I should have knocked him out.
I sigh.
Well, what are we going to do?
Well, we're here now. I'm going to Shybrook.
You know who what? I think that Pittman screwed us. I think we're going to fall to pieces, and they're not only going to get the treasure we paid for the lair, but the lair itself.
We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen. We're going to go to Shybrook. We're going to collect our heads. We're going to go back. There's nothing, no offense to Sierra, there's nothing we could do before that we can't do now.
That's true. But he brought a levity. You know, he was fun. He was a hot mess.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good guy. He was fun to hang around. I'm not denying that at all. This is a big loss for us. But, you know, just because we got to learn from Sierra's mistakes here. It sucks that Lemon got herself in that situation, or it sucks that she found herself in that situation. But now Sierra's just thrown his life away for what? We don't want to make that same mistake.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I just had a brilliant idea.
Yeah?
We need new members, right?
Maybe.
We're going to a place where there's a wizard and he's got a bunch of apprentices. You know how it is when someone's telling you to do something all the time. Imagine we could recruit one of them and steal them away with their spell book and bring them to Stromheim to work with us.
Well,
they're in training, right? I mean, shitty ass
they know
wizards without
something,
anyone to
man.
learn off. Maybe.
Yeah, but they'll have their spell book. Maybe we could steal some stuff in the future. Get some magic on our side. That way we could get really elevated.
If they're gonna learn without a teacher, they'd have to be a real smart cookie.
I'm sure he's got some smart cookies. They're wizards, man.
and if we heist other spell books for him,
he could learn off that. Him or her. We could we could make him a brother too.
It's not a bad idea, actually. And you know, if we could get a wizard, if we could get a wizard, that'd open up all sorts of possibilities. You know?
Absolutely.
Some of those walls that you just can't climb, fucking wizard will do that shit right away. Bam! Right up the wall, instantly. Fly over it if you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Shybrook. Let's spend some time, get to know some of the apprentices if we can. Maybe see if one of them could be persuaded to come.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good idea. And I think that there's a lesson to be learned for us here, which is going forward, maybe for our social fulfillment, we shouldn't be getting that from our brothers, you know? Like, we're a group here, we're going to stick together, but we don't want to put our hearts and our feelings into business. It needs to be like separate, right? Like, we need to be able to unwind away from all of this so that we're not mixing up business and pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody new who joins, or how about we just use them? We don't get attached to them.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, maybe we don't always have to drink in Rusty's Hook. Like, maybe we can go and drink in like a normal pub every now and again, and like make some friends who aren't fucking in the game, you know?
Yeah.
And no more romance between brothers, okay? No more bringing girlfriends to live with us, okay?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we make it, we've got enough money when we could have a separate house, you know, to have a girl. If you meet someone, it doesn't have to be in the lair. It could be in a separate house.
Put her up somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we got Bootsy. He's our friend.
Bootsy. Yeah. Bootsy's all right. I just think that it's good. Like, you know, we need to be able to unwind separate from all of this. You know, we need to be able to get some perspective, right? Okay.
Yeah.
This is business. We all knew what we were signing up for. We all knew this was dangerous. You said it yourself, Eraser. No one here really expects to live to an old age. Sierra fucked up. He's got to own that.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have done any more for him.
I think this is the best skill set that we could have asked for. And I think going forward, we should look for people who absolutely
bring something to the
bring
table.
something. Like Luther, he brings charisma. He
True.
brings pretty much all the other thief skills that are just like everybody has. Eraser brings intelligence, and he brings forgery.
Mm-hmm.
Pigeon brings perception and dexterity plus lockpicking.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all of the thief, like the real thief shit, in my opinion, locked down with us three.
We need
What we need now is a
spellcaster and
wizard
fighter.
or a cleric, and then fighters. Yeah, spellcaster and fighters. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if we take a while finding that. I don't think we should
1,000,000,000%.
just find any old guy. It needs to be the right person.
Yeah,
Right.
I was thinking Shybrook could be a good spot because there's a bunch of apprentices. They're probably fed up with their master, at least one of them. They're kind of fits. But yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I want to keep a close eye on Eraser. He seems to have bought into what I was saying, but I just want to make sure that, like, I'm now the eye I was keeping on Sierra. I'm going to keep that on Eraser because I appreciate that this could be a pretty tough time for him.
It's a dicey...
I was gonna keep a close eye, but he seems like, you know, he gets the game. He understands.
Yeah. He's a small one for a reason.
Well, it's going to be a couple days to Shybrook. When you visit the ruins of Misty Rapid, which is an area that you got to pass through here, it's this unmarked town on the map.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit of a sketchy zone.
Oh, wait, what happened to Sierra's horse?
It's gone. You're going to have to pay full price for that.
Damn it!
Pull out
Our perfect
750 silver, buddy.
record. I know, but
got
our perfect 5.0 score on Horse Uber is going to be
Yeah,
ruined.
we'll just tell him the horse. We won't. Yeah, that does suck.
Your Huber
I'll pull
score is
it off.
going down to like a 3.5.
Uber score.
He's gonna get a good fucking kick out of this. Oh, this is why I don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
414.
Yeah, going through the ruins of Mr. Rapids.
Going through the ruins of Misty Rapids one day, like, the vibes here are bad. There's some people who have, like, set up a little bit of a tent city, and they're the sorts of folks who will kill you if they have an opportunity to take all your stuff. Like, it's obviously desperate people on the edge, sort of hanging out here, preying on passersby with their false smiles and their little tea stand, a little massage parlor in a tent. You know, you get real sketchy vibes from this little ruined spot.
We're armored, we've got weapons, we've got horses. I don't think we necessarily look like easy marks, but obviously we need to keep our wits about us whilst we're here.
So you said there's like stands selling stuff?
Yeah.
I'll go up to one because I know how to deal with these people. I'll pull over. I'll jump off my horse.
Mm-hmm.
What's the good stuff you got? Not all this shit.
They always got shit in the back.
Well, we have a nice recent ale out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Ooh, you got any weapons?
Well, of course. What are you looking for? Long swords, short swords, leather armor, bows, arrows, daggers, clubs,
Daggers?
maces, daggers, of course. How many daggers would you like?
One. Metal.
Obviously metal. That'll be 4 gold, please.
No. Steel.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any steel daggers up for sale.
I go to get on my horse.
Have a good day.
Okay, I go.
You can ride through. You'll camp again in the woods. And eventually, on the 3rd day, you'll make it to Thornwood. You'll make it there early, and you're going to camp the night. Not camp the night, but stay the night in Thornwood, because it's finally like a nice place. There's a wall that's been recently rebuilt. There's a moat that goes around a lot of the town. A lot of the inside is still pretty damaged, but like some sections of it have been repaired, and the wilds are really overtaking the outside area. The road is marked with ogre arms as you ride into Thornwood. Like there's little spears or like makeshift spears along the side of the road, and there's like an ogre arm on this spear, and an ogre leg on that spear, and an ogre head on that spear, marking the road as a threat not to you fine travelers, but to the monsters who might live in the nearby area to stay off the road.
I'm trying to put myself in Luther's position here. Like, I know that I'm a level 7 character, and there's 3 of us, and we could probably take an ogre.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like, in our heads, we don't know how strong an ogre is, and I feel like that. Like, I feel like an ogre would kill all 3 of us if it found us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how I would respond to that.
Yeah, they do.
So this
have,
is
like,
a
plus
pretty
6 to damage.
intimidating. It's a pretty intimidating kind of setup here. So I think we go into Thornwood respecting their military.
We don't want to fuck
ability.
with the guards here.
Yeah, and the people at Thornwood, there are guards at the gate, but they're not searching wagons. They're not asking questions. They actually seem a hell of a lot more concerned with your time on the road. Like, the only questions they ask are, did you have any trouble getting through the forest? And when you say you didn't, they say, well, come on in, take a rest off, spend plenty of money.
You got it.
We go to the nicest inn.
Yeah, well, not the noble inn, but the nicest one that's socially
Oh, no, I want to go to the noble inn.
There is no
I'm not doing that
noble
again.
quality inn here, unfortunately. This place has been devastated. There are a couple of inns, just a few. And you can get to the nicest one and pony up the good money.
As we're going through the town, I say, while we're here, maybe we should spend an extra day. We should try and find out what we can about Shybrook.
I'm gonna lip read people. There's got to be some adventurers here.
Yeah, I'll lip read people in the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, we get to the inn, and I tell Pigeon and Eraser to go and like get a seat. I'll sort out the room, sort out the horses.
Give me an elven wine, please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't have any elven wines.
I go up to the innkeeper and say, we've left 3 horses at the stable, and we're looking for 3 rooms for 2 nights. You know, say, do you guys have any entertainment on here? Like a bard or something?
We do. Yeah, there's a little show that's coming through town. They travel around the countryside, you know, putting on little things. They're here for a couple more nights. Sometime around sundown, just after, you head out to the main public square. They'll bring out some torches and candles and lanterns, colored lanterns, and they put on a little performance.
Is it the elf singer?
You know, I'm wondering if maybe for a few coins, if we could, I don't know how well you know these guys, but you think we could get them to put on an extra special performance? My friends and I, we've had a bit of a tough time the last few weeks, and
well, what do you mean by
some
extra
cheering up.
special?
I don't know, you know, play for a bit longer,
Oh, well, I don't know.
get
Why
some
don't you ask
dancers
them?
maybe.
I'm
they're
not in
here.
charge, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can you direct me to them?
Well, just go to the main square after sundown, and there'll be a thing.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you know where they're staying, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why are you so cagey?
Me?
Yeah, you're asking crazy questions.
I'm not. I'm trying to get a good show put on, so cheer Eraser up.
Yeah, but you're asking like the bartender who's not involved with the show about like a third party.
Yeah, but I was asking him if they had any entertainment, so I assumed that it was associated with the inn.
Ah,
whatever.
I understand. No, this makes sense now. Yeah.
These people from Stromheim, am I right?
Yeah. All right. Whatever. I get our rooms, and I'll come back to the table now and say, all right, all sorted. We got our room each, food and drink, and apparently there's even a show on.
Hey, all the drinks are on Sierra tonight. Because we don't have to pay for his money anymore.
I'm gonna take our bags and stuff upstairs. Yeah. I will, Neil, take our bags up to our rooms, and then I'm gonna try and like leave without the others seeing me. So I'm gonna try and get out either through a window or through a back entrance.
Absolutely.
I keep my bag with me because it has a bunch of good shit in it. I don't let you take it.
Fine.
Sure, but you can go upstairs. It's a brick building. There's shutters on the windows. You can throw them open and lower yourself down and hop off the wall. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I want to go to a different, like this is an inn. I want to go to a tavern.
Yeah, you find a tavern down near that main big square, and you can see a little stage set up with like lanterns that aren't lit yet and some nice overhead trees that are just beginning to really come back to life. A lot of the trees in the town have been burned and ruined, and a couple of them are, 5 years after the fires are coming back. Well, 10 years after.
I want to find either a group of girls or one girl who looks like she's, a party girl. Like she has a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me a D20 for the presence of party girls in town.
There's got to be some, right?
There's got to be some. It's a 15. Absolutely. That is the wrong die size. There's not 17 girls. It is a D6, not a D20. It's 3.
Perfect.
3 girls.
What's the name of our inn?
I actually have something for this. It is the same. It's just an old inn.
It's the inn it used to be there. I'm trying to think what it was called.
Yeah, Thornwood and Thornwood Secrets. The inn. It's the it's the Bear Cave.
That's right, the Bear Cave. Yeah. Okay, I go up to these 3 girls. Are they at a table or at a bar?
They are walking down the street, cups in hand from the last bar they were at.
Nice.
Yeah.
I go up to them and say, "Hey, you guys look like you know how to have a good time. Where should we be hanging out tonight? Me and my friends just arrived."
Ooh, 1, 2, 3. All right,
Come
so
all
this
the way
group
from
of 3.
Stromheim.
Just so you know, I've rolled for this group of 3.
Yeah.
We got a 5 hotness.
Oh no.
We got an 8 hotness. And we got a 17 hotness.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Shit. 5 is rough though.
5 is
no
rough.
offense to any 5s out there, but that's rough.
Yeah. Now you ask them where's a good place to party, but maybe the 5 and the 8 would answer those questions, but the 17 leads the pack. And you got to show off that you are cool enough to warrant their time. So you got to give me a good charisma check here.
Come
Absolutely.
on, Nick. This is the most important
you've got
role
no
ever.
problem. 28.
Oh, a 28. Yeah, you're suave.
Luca's
You're a
looking
city
good.
guy.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He's like, he's like big and strong as well. I'm wearing relatively expensive clothes. I've got a sword. I've got armor. I'm on the road. I'm from Stromheim.
What's your hotness?
I don't know if I've written that down, but
You could really
I think
woo this girl.
He's good looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say, the girls will say to you, well, there's only one party in town these days, at least in the evenings.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. What
What's
did you
that?
like to
Is
know?
that the show I heard about?
The show's just the appetizer, baby.
Oh yeah, well no, tell me. That's what I'm looking at. We're only
Why?
here for a couple of days.
And
I'm scouting out, for me and the boys.
are your boys pretty?
Well, not as pretty as me, but they're all right.
Well, tell me, what are you looking for? Because maybe
tell you.
you're just city square.
I put my arm around the 17 hotness girl, and I say, "What I'm looking for, you see, me and my friends, we've been on the road. We've lost some brothers over these last couple of weeks, and my guys there are down in the dumps. And I'm looking to show them a good time. I don't mean like that. I just mean, some good company, some of the shows around town. Let us buy some drinks for the next couple of days." And I kind of, if I can, kind of like walk her away from her friends a little bit.
Yeah, that's not happening. But
Yeah, her friends will protest.
I just I'm looking for some good looking girls, to come and hang out with us at the Bear Cave, to hang out with us at the show.
oh,
I can
no,
drop
no,
some
no, no.
gold, get you guys looking good, get you some drinks. What do you say?
Well, once upon a time, the Red Lion was a beautiful spot, but now it is nothing but ash. So the Tiger's Tail, after the show.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Maybe. Maybe if you're well behaved, you'll see us there.
All right. Well,
You gotta get her name.
is it weird to give them gold?
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but these are
Do they
weird
look-
times. Demons
You're rich,
literally
man.
invaded. So I
Do
don't know.
they look like clean?
Yeah, they look like they are. They don't look like they are working girls in that sense. They look like
Yeah,
they're
I
just
didn't mean
ordinary
that.
people cruising the streets, and
No,
they're
but I
as
mean, like, would
clean
they-
as
would they benefit?
ordinary.
Would they benefit from somebody giving them 10 gold and saying like, go and get yourself some clothes and like looking good for the night?
They would absolutely benefit from it. However, well, maybe Luther doesn't realize this. In the city, you could take some money and go out and like do well with it. But in this rural, burned down
Yeah.
backwater of a town, like
No, I
Luther
think-
might
I
not
think I-
realize.
No, I
Maybe
think
he
you would
does.
realize that. Yeah. So it looks
Yeah.
like it's not like they can go to the salon.
Yeah, there's no place to go and like improve their appearance over in just a couple hours.
I say, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll meet you guys in the Tiger's Tail later. I don't know how it works down here, but you think if I drop some gold, you guys could reserve us a table, get some drinks ready?
The 5 steps in front of you, puts her shoulders forward, and says, "Well, the Tiger's Tail is fairly exclusive. There's no
what I'm
way
saying.
anyone's getting a table without any gold."
I like look past the 5 at the 17 and say, so how much are we talking here?
Well, it's at least a gold a table. How many tables do you need?
Well, there's 3 of us. Maybe there could be like, you got any other friends? Maybe a couple of tables?
A couple of tables. Maybe we'll bring
Some
some
drinks?
friends. If there's
All
3
right.
of you, though, I mean,
Well, I can't speak to them, but I at least have a large appetite.
no one wants to be a 7th wheel.
You guys look like you know what you're talking about. I'll leave the details to you, and then I reach to my belt and I'll pull off like,
Give her
A bag.
just give her a fucking bag. Yeah.
yeah, I just give her like a bag, and I think it's got like 40 silver and 10 gold in it.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah,
You hand over 40 silver. You hand over 10 gold.
it's all in one bag, so they open it,
Yeah.
it looks gold and silver. I say, I'm sure you can work it out.
Yeah,
see you
that's like
tonight?
1,400 cash. You just hand over.
Yeah.
They tell you they'll see you at the Tiger's Tail after the show.
And listen,
Pigeon would have handed over a bag of 50 gold.
I know he would have. I know he would have.
Badass, man.
When you see him, don't let him know that I gave you the gold, all right? Like, let on that you like him.
Wait. What's this? Says the 8.
You just ruined it.
I don't want my friends to know that I've found you guys, I want them to think that you coming over and want to hang out with us.
This right here is going to be a very important charisma check. Is this a cute, sweet thing that you're doing to cheer up your wounded friends, or is this kind of weird and creepy? And really, the only difference
It's both.
is the charisma
It's actually
check.
both.
Yeah.
It's both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step 1, be good looking.
You melt their hearts with that natural 20. This
There you go.
guy, his friends are in such dire trouble. He's going out of his way to show them a
What
good
a sweetie.
time.
There
That's
you
the
go.
best 20 you could have gotten.
What a
Yeah.
sweetheart. They blow you kisses. They'll see you later.
I give the 17 a kiss on the cheek as I leave. Because I like Eraser and Pigeon, but I
you
don't
rolled
like
a
them that
20, it's
much.
good. Yeah,
You rolled a 20.
done.
All right, cool. I head back to the inn.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
You see
I
Pigeon
dropped off.
crying. And Sierra's gone. And
Oh, God.
Goat.
Cheer up, cheer up. There's a show in the town in a bit, and then after that, I hear there's an after party at some bar called the Tiger's Tail. I got us a
I
couple
could
of
go
tables
to
there.
a party. Yeah, I'll go.
you can
Yeah.
to a party. Yeah.
Let's
There
go
you
see
go.
the performance.
All right. Well, let's get some drinks first. It's not starting yet.
You see 6 drinks already drank at the table.
Yeah, it's time to catch up. It's time to pregame,
Yeah.
as they say
Well-
in the States.
I buy a drink for the entire bar, Neil.
Oh, Jesus, you spend money like it's going out of fashion.
It is. We're fucking rich.
$50 silver, please.
Oh, 5 gold.
Yeah.
I buy 2 rounds then.
Jesus Christ.
The money is flowing. The drinks are flowing. Everybody's having a good time. You know, this evening, it's going to be a fun evening. There's a big show hanging out in the center of square. Before the show begins, there's like this big red shield that's like rolled out onto the stage and propped up. It's like 6 feet tall and it's like a big circle thing. And it's got these bronze little rivets on it and like a fancy design around it. And it like sits out in front of on the stage. And then, you know, as the sun goes down and people start to gather and all the shops close up and you guys arrive, you know, a little worse for wear, but having a better time, maybe having a better time.
Not sloppy though. We're not sloppy. At least
not sloppy. Everyone give me a willpower check to see if you've managed to convince yourself to drink away the pain. 24? 24? And Eraser, buddy. Eraser, can you do it? 25.
Yeah,
the party's in
let's
good
go.
spirits. It's all
We're drinking away the
turning
pain.
up. You know what? Fucking Sierra? What a shitty name.
Who cares? Yeah,
what a
stupid.
shitty name. What the fuck
And
does
he just
Sierra
killed
even
Goat
mean?
without telling anybody. I mean, the
That's true.
bastard.
I didn't want to say anything at the time, but that was kind of out of order.
That was out of line.
Do you remember
That
when
was,
he
yeah.
tried to bring 3 women from that shithole Meadstead to Stromheim? I
What
mean,
a
we
shit
talked him
idea.
down to 1, but like 3?
I know.
I mean, even look
And you
where
know-
she got us.
Yeah, we can trace this whole nonsense back to her.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's when things started going downhill is when
That's
Lemon
true.
got involved.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We should
mean-
never have gone to Meadstead. I think that whole thing like fucked Percival up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like going down there, you know, like it kind of reminded him of stuff, and then
Yeah. No, I hear you. You know, we should use lemon as a word for something that's a piece of crap that you don't want to bring into your party anymore.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? Like,
We'll use
he's a
that.
lemon. He's not something worth bringing around.
I'll tell you, a lot of these girls here are lemons.
Right. The show kicks off. It's hosted by a, middle-aged but hot woman named Annabelle, who's got this, big song and dance number about the people who used to live in Thornwood and what happened when the demons came, and everyone's got these like demonic costumes and they're like marching around fighting each other on the stage, and it's sort of funny and sort of silly, and there's a couple moments where it's kind of scary. Someone must be like a magician or have some flash powder or something, because there's like a couple of little
That's cool.
pyrotechnic effects that go off in the middle of it. It is, it's a good time.
what's the
It's just-
story?
At the
Is it about the demons or is it about?
It's about the time that the demons came and they fought their way through, and then there were these people who were like hiding in the dungeons, who like fought their way out of the dungeons and fought through the demons and went up the rushing river and, escaped from
That's
the
cool.
demons together. And it's a story of like people fleeing, led by, a really strong man named Haynes, who helped everyone escape the dungeons
Nice.
of Thornwood.
At the end, when they're doing their bows, I'm gonna whip, trying to do damage, Koibu, because I'm drunk, a gold coin at one of them. At the main guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna whip it at his head.
The main guy or the main
at
girl?
one of
It's a girl.
The guy or
there's a
girl.
bunch of folks here, right? There's the narrator, sort of like the lead person who's doing all the
Why would you
all
do
the fun
that?
stuff. And then there's a bunch
he's
of
fucked in
random
the head,
actors.
Yeah, for real.
What would this be? A
It's
thrown attack?
A roll to hit, yeah. Natural 1. You chuck
too
a
drunk.
coin, it just goes far and away. No
So
one
I don't even
notices
know what
you
you're
throw
trying
it.
to do. I say, so you're just throwing gold away now, are you?
I'm just giving him a tip.
Oh yeah, giving it to the fucking cows more like. Assuming
it,
that
yeah.
there's fields
I tried my one
behind
time.
Okay.
They don't know what
Nick,
they missed.
Nick, good
Yes.
old Nick, give me a
me.
perception check.
them. Absolutely.
All right. Excellent.
So, we head to the Tiger's Tail once the show is over,
Yeah.
and I look for my belle of the ball. She's a 17 hotness. She's standing out, I'm sure, so I can.
I'm coming after her, man.
I'll know where she's sitting. I know where my table is.
Yeah.
Neil's deep in thought.
They're all there. You're having a great time. I don't know how deep into this style of role playing we want to get here.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it. No.
I want to get
assume
because
there's-
Pigeon's gonna try and swoon her away.
Jesus.
Jesus.
There's drinks on the table already. Like,
Yeah.
is there more than just those 3 girls, or is it just
No,
those 3?
it's just those 3.
Pigeon completely ignores the 5 that he was stuck with. Okay.
Listen, well, I immediately go and sit next to the 17. Like, that's-
Racer goes to sit next to the
Yes,
17.
sir. Pigeon goes to sit next to the 17.
Okay, then we have one of these. I'm not.
Do you
I
guys
do
ever
want them
see
to have
the
a good
movie A
time.
Beautiful Mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
At one point, they're in a bar and they're all trying to hit on the same hot chick. And the lead economist is like having his breakthrough moment about the economy where like, if we all go after the pretty girl, no one's going to want to do business with us and then we're all going to fail. And so if none of us go after the pretty girl and we all go after her friends, then like everyone gets to benefit. And some sort of like supposed to be breakthrough moment about gold economics and how he wins
Yeah.
his Nobel Prize, blah,
Good
blah, blah.
movie.
But this is the situation we find ourselves in, is the 3 of you are all going after her, which is the common case all the time.
Well, at
and
the
it
start.
really kills the mood for the others.
Well, hold on. The mood's not over because it's whoever's gonna sit first probably gets to go after her. So
No,
how do
no,
we roll to determine who sits?
because-
Well, it's
we're not-
obviously
we're
just
not-
initiative, D10s.
We're not approaching this from a. I'm not approaching this from a standing start. You are.
That's right. The rest of you don't know that you're going to go meet people. You're all just walking up.
Yeah.
Oh, and
So
then
I go
probably
up to
gets
her,
there first.
I give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then I say like, "Hey, these are my friends," and then I sit down next to her and I put my arm around her.
and the rest of the party's like, who the fuck are these girls?
Oh,
Yeah.
hello, ladies. I sit
There you
down
go.
next to the 5.
Eraser
At least-
takes a seat.
Race can take the 8. That's fine.
I give the 5. Wait, which? But I would assume.
Can we
which
get some
girl-
names so we're not just referring to them by their hotness?
But we like to humanize these
Yeah,
creatures.
Yeah, well,
please,
let's
please.
humanize. Yeah.
Okay. I figured the goal of this operation was not an actual connection. It was, blowing off some steam, and numerifying these people was perfect for that. But
I
let's
think
do it.
so because I'm about to pay her to go, and then I'm gonna sit next to the 17.
Jesus Christ, man. You're a fucking bad friend to go out with. Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
pay her to go get some drinks
What
for the
the
table,
fuck are
and
you
then I'm gonna
doing,
take
bro?
her seat and then sit next to the 17 too.
Oh my.
This whole thing is teaching me a lot about Peach, I'm telling you.
Okay. So our 17, her name is. She goes by Bernie,
Bernie?
but her name is Brunhilde.
Oh, okay, she's German.
But she goes by Bernie because that's what she prefers.
So that's where the -1 is the name.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that
True.
name? Is it grandma's name?
Brunhilde.
Brunhilde's a great name. Bernie is a great
That's the name of a legendary beauty, I believe, Brunhilde, no?
It is.
In
Well,
German
name of a
mythology.
very, in my eyes, a very like strong.
She's my
Big girl.
She's my Aryan queen. Okay. she's got blonde hair,
let's-
blue eyes.
Maybe I don't go after her.
There you go. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
I'm just gonna give
So
you a
bad.
charisma check to try and swoon her at some point.
Just try it, but I've got advantage because I already rolled that 20.
It's fine.
Let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to roll
Let's just get that
charisma
out
with
of the way.
advantage, and you just roll it.
The 8's name is Leandra, and
go.
the 5's name is Chloe.
That's a good name.
Okay, just for the sake of it, there's a 26, there's a 27. So there's no arguments here. You can roll a racer if you want, Neil.
Oh, are these
If the race is
charisma
awesome.
checks for.
Yeah,
I get
flirting?
advantage because of my standing start.
Okay. And
Sorry,
Moon
my-
rolled
my
the
sort of, like-
19.
I rolled the 19. What's a racer get?
A racer gets a 23.
All right, good.
So the
Good.
party has a good
Yeah.
time. Everyone hangs out.
Yeah.
Bernie, Leandra, and Chloe are all there. Everyone's having a good time. Drinks are flowing. The boys are
I take one for the team
things.
because
Nice work.
Luther, he has never gone
Yeah,
after a girl.
thank you.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what? I'll take one for the team here and hang out
It's
with
a,
Chloe.
it's a very big moment for Pigeon, this, where he's like,
And you know,
he's learning to self-sacrifice a little bit.
Pigeon's
Not that he had a
ugly.
choice, but-
Does Chloe have a beautiful personality, Neil? Charisma check, see how well we get along.
6 for personality.
We're gonna say yes.
11.
Okay.
This is just
Little
a regular
charisma check,
old
see if we get
person.
along.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not super
she
into it. Let's see.
rolls 9 plus 11 is a 20, which is almost getting along, but you know.
Okay. It's meh.
Yeah, I think there's
Meant
like
for
no
both of us.
chemistry between the two of you. You're both sort of fifth wheeling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a racer at least. Get on with Leandra.
Eraser rolls an 18 for how well he gets on with Leandra. Leandra rolls a 21, so she gets along with the racer well enough, and he's sort of like having fun, but like constantly distracted. You think he's probably thinking about Sierra in the back of his head, and like it's just
That's
getting in the
fine.
way of him from really enjoying himself with some random person he met for the first time.
Now the
I'm
most
just
important role.
putting it out there though, right? Imagine 3 guys traveling on the road, drinking, okay? You don't need to have the fucking world's greatest spark
You
to
don't.
have a good evening with a girl at a bar, okay?
Right.
So-
the sorts of people who are engaging this sort of casual arrangement aren't necessarily looking for genuine human connection
There
in
you
the
go.
moment. We're,
The most
we're just
important
here to
role?
have a good time. Bernie, how well does she
Come
get
on.
along? Oh, 16 on her charisma.
Oh, 16 charisma,
well,
17
No, she
hardness.
rolled a natural 16.
Oh, okay,
her
okay.
actual charisma is only a 9, so it's a 25.
That
We have
works.
a great time.
She clicks
digging
with
it.
Luther. It's really the two of you who have a good time. And I think it becomes apparent that like the two of you are having a better time than everyone else. And Eraser, being a good leader, trying to take care of his people, at some point gets up and's like, Pigeon, Chloe, come on, let's go dance. And like drags the others away.
Because
leaving
I just
you
want to
and
point out,
Bernie.
like, Luther originally went into this trying to make Eraser and Pigeon have a good time, but one has to recognize the chance of a lifetime. With,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see a 17 hotness
You don't ever.
chick on the road every day, so
This is almost scoria hotness.
you gotta for real, yeah. So he's gotta have to abandon the fatherly instinct and take this one for himself.
So
Do they have elven wine here?
No. Sorry, buddy. You've developed expensive taste that you
I
can't
know,
find
yeah.
very often. But keep
He's
asking.
just looking for it. Yeah.
As the evening progresses, Bernie, you get along. She's pretty. She's the prettiest thing around in her age group.
Probably he's ever
obviously.
seen.
Oh yeah,
Probably one of the hotter chicks that you've actually like had a proper,
yeah.
relation with. And you're gonna get a bit of her story here. See, Bernie's father's a brickmaker, and Bernie's mother's a brickmaker. And during the day, Bernie makes bricks. All right.
Okay.
And she's pretty, but like when you finally are holding or touching her hands, you can feel the sort of like dried, cracked,
She needs
rough.
a manicure and a hand
We gotta
massage.
take her out of
That's
this
not
town, Nick.
just a manicure. Like, a woman like this doing hard labor in the sun, this 17 is not going to last, right?
It's a fucking travesty as well as what
This
it is.
is truly like a fucking trick that like Ponos is playing.
Yeah.
This beautiful girl doing hard work, baking in the sun all the time, but she brushes it off like it's no big deal.
Yeah, so I
what
think-
else are you gonna do? Life is just this way. You gotta
Well,
have
I'm not
fun
gonna-
while you're young, because we're all gonna get old and ugly really fast. Because like, who could possibly afford just to lounge and live and be pretty all day? It's not a real thing. It's a fantasy.
Maybe in a town like this it is, babe, but not back in Stromheim, There's plenty of money in Stromheim, but
Well, I don't
it's a
live in
world away from
Stromheim.
here. I know, but I tell you what, I think this is for the next morning, assuming that we spend the night together. I will say
don't
to her.
roll me a d20 and don't roll less than a 5,
Okay.
which I'm so
Well, that's
sorry
just a
about
Chris.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 19. Yeah, you bang all night.
So in the morning, I'll say to her, like, my friends and I was going to be here another night, but then we're heading to Shybrook for a vacation. I don't know. I could, like, pay your parents for your salary for a week or two. You could come and hang out with us if you want.
Do you mean, what do you mean?
I'm saying, like, you look, like, no offense, you look like you work hard. Like, you could do with a break. So why don't you come to Shybrook with us for a week or two, and then we'll drop you back off here on the way home. And I can
He
make sure that
considers
your
it?
parents aren't out of pocket.
How do I know you're not some highway brigand who's going to capture me and sell me into some sort of sex slavery? I've just met you.
That's true. Well, I'm here another night, so we can hang out
good.
today.
Well, at least we have one more night to figure it out.
But I guess you don't know. But I can. Why don't we spend the time together
who's your
today?
family?
And I'll tell you. Well, I'm from the city. My sister had a little house out there in Stromheim. We weren't rich or nothing, but
You don't have any patrons, no one who can vouch for you, no connections.
well, I've got my boys. The lad with the eyes.
Noble
That's
lord.
mine.
I
Give her
could write
Percival's
to.
last name.
Noble lord.
Well,
No,
yeah,
you're getting the wrong
surely
impression.
you must be. I don't know. You dress. You sound like a street urchin, but you know your manners. I assumed you're some servant, or your parents were servants.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
You got no one who
I
can
own some
vouch for you.
property. I own some property in the city, and I do some work here and there. We sell some gems sometimes.
Shh, I'm gonna give her an intelligence check.
I mean, she knows what Stromheim is.
She knows.
Things haven't been great in the city since you know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had our share of problems in Stromheim after that as well. There was the Count of Fortune laid siege to the city. That didn't go too well. So out there in the outer city, it's pretty... Well, you got to look after yourself. And that's what I'm good at doing. I'm good at looking after myself. And I'm good at looking after my family, like my little nephew Pigeon, my boy Eraser. We look after ourselves. We bought a house. We hang out. We've got some small businesses.
I'm just rolling some stats for her here.
I do some consulting in Cauldron sometimes.
Consulting.
Security consulting, yeah.
Well, if we have a good time tomorrow, and you can cover the cost of hiring laborers to replace me, maybe, just maybe,
All right.
I'll let you take me and my friends to Shybrook.
Ooh, and my friends.
Sure, yeah, no problem. All right, well, let's somewhere to get breakfast around here. I'm starving.
Now, you guys can have a great time. You can get breakfast. You can enjoy a couple days in the town. Thornwood is a nice place. It's a lot of brick buildings, lots of multi-story brick buildings, all kind of crammed together. A lot of them have been fire damaged and destroyed, but some places are rebuilding. There's big walls around it. It's in the middle of a forest. It's a lovely place, actually. And you guys are here to have a good time. However, this wouldn't be a D&D campaign if I didn't inform you while you're having brunch that you overhear about someone who showed up dead last night after going out and partying, and their body was found with nothing taken from them, but they had a really nasty gash that goes from the back of their ear all the way down to their clavicle, just like a huge rip open through their neck.
How does
Was it full
Bernie
moon last
respond
night?
to this?
It was
You jump into
not a full
conclusions
moon
there.
last night. No, Chis was at her apex. Chis was just beginning to rise in the night sky.
How do we hear about it? Does somebody come over and say it to her?
Oh,
at
you
breakfast?
just overhear it. Everyone's talking about it. It's the word on the street, and you overhear it at this conversation. And as the waiter's serving you, he's like, "Did you hear about the murder last night?"
That kind
Now-
of thing common?
These days, everything is common out here. It's a dangerous world. But I
doubt
can't
the
say,
truth.
people go missing all the time. Usually
turn
it's
to
ogres
Bernie
on the
and say-
road.
All the more reason to get out of town for a few days.
Look at this lady.
Probably just as bad in Shybrook.
No.
I go into my bag and I pull out one of my
on
fancy
breakfast scale, then.
rings, and I'll put it on her finger for her.
Oh, this suits
On
you.
Bernie's finger?
Oh yeah.
Roll me a charisma check, Pigeon.
For God's sake.
It's a 9. It's a natural 2. You go to put the ring on her finger, and she says, "Are you proposing to me?"
No.
What are you
Oh my
doing?
god. Well, I'm just giving it to you because you're such a beautiful gal.
You.
I said
Okay.
to her, I'm sorry, mate. He's not, he's like a kid still,
I'm
Is
a
this your-
jewelry maker.
Oh, did you
It's
make
my
it?
nephew.
It's very pretty.
Thank you. You want to see the rest of them?
Wait,
No, thank you.
Hang on. I kick Pigeon under the table.
I take my ring and I put it in my bag.
Is Eraser being cool?
Yeah, Reese is fucking cool. He's not even coming up to your table. He's doing his own thing somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I give her
we're having
like a
brunch on our
look,
own. Like, why
and
are you even here?
I get out of there.
What are you doing?
I go over to Racer. That girl's a bitch.
Be cool, boy. Be cool, man. You gotta give him some space. He's
No, I don't want him with her. She's gonna replace me.
The truth comes out.
You know, we were just talking about it, Eraser. We were just saying no more girls.
we
I
were
know, look at what
literally
he's
saying
doing.
no more girls.
That's not what we were saying.
That's exactly what we were
that's
saying,
not what we
man.
were
Exactly
saying.
what we were saying. We said no more bringing the girls. Oh my god, it's fine.
Yeah.
Look, we're on our way to Shybrook. It's gonna be fine. It's not like he's gonna bring them to Shybrook with us or anything.
I get up. I go upstairs. I pick Luther's room if I'm not in it.
Yep, that's not
Yeah.
a problem. Easy peasy.
I get his
smell-
milk. I get his milkweed.
It smells like sex.
I get his milkweed out of his bag, Neil,
Okay.
and I'm gonna spike her drink.
Oh my! What is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna kill her.
Oh.
But what was the amount that I think I'm gonna do?
Give me an int check, Pigeon.
Yeah, I don't have it open or anything, so
Cool. You know
I'm
what?
gonna do 2 vials.
You're gonna dump it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump 2 of them in because I was like, there's fucking 8 of them. You know,
Dump it
we
in
bought
what?
like
Dump it in what?
a beer. So I'll go get a wine or a beer, Neil, and I'll dump it in, and then I'll come back to the table and I'll put hers in front of her. I'll put his in front of his, and then I'll go back to my table and I'll watch and see if she drinks
Okay,
it.
Neil. I've done milkweed before. It does have some impact on. It's a bit deteriorated. Can I at least get some sort of perception check to notice that this is fucked?
Well, it's in
Or not?
her
You
drink.
can say no.
Right?
It's in her drink.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I see him become the drink, so I'm just saying, like, is there any chance that I notice that it's been tampered with?
I don't
No
think
way.
so. You would have to be specifically looking for that. You're in a safe situation. That's why spiking drinks is so horrifying, is you won't notice.
All right. I mean,
Now, I've rolled
early
her
for a drink,
stats
isn't it?
already.
I say to Pigeon.
What'd you say?
Bit early for a drink, isn't it?
That's funny.
I laugh.
It's like the only time in your life you've ever said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
No, well, we're really hungover, no? It's hair of the dog, I suppose.
The hair of the dog, man.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you've given her a double dose of milkweed, and I'm gonna give it a slight penalty to its potency. But with milkweed, most likely
what it
it'll make you
does.
drowsy or put you to sleep. There's a low chance that it will kill you. You need to roll a
Yeah.
5 or less on a con check for it to kill you. But you did give her a double dose, so she'd need to roll a 10 or less on a con
It's
check to outright
deteriorating,
kill
though.
her. Right?
Right.
And if we give it some penalties because it's been deteriorating, let's say an 8 or less to kill her, which is a good roll, right? Because a D20 plus your con, it's very
100%.
hard to roll
Very
8 or
hard.
less. However, I did roll her stats, and it's hilarious because
Another
she's
lemon?
just like Lemon because she has 4 con.
Jesus Christ.
So
I'll roll it.
D20 plus 4, do not roll an 8 or lower.
Just unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Okay, it's a 12. She'll have the
but-
drink. She'll complain that you've got that Pigeon's got bad taste in beer, which I think is not because her drink is a lot more bitter than yours, but she doesn't realize that. It's just Pigeon has bad taste in beer.
I thought this would make her shit herself.
No, this
I
puts her to
forgot.
sleep, and she will conk out in D20 plus 5 minutes and just like pass out directly on
Okay.
the table.
I'm sorry, but I would notice at this point that this is not right.
Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
when she
if
passes out
yeah.
immediately, you're like, this is wrong. Something has happened.
I glare at Pigeon. I mean,
You
I
see
think
him
it's like pretty
cracking his
fucking
up.
obvious what's
He's
happened
just-
there.
He is fucking losing it right now.
Yeah, especially if
I
Pigeon's
will,
laughing. Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether to take her back to my room or take her back to her parents.
Ooh, but that's a big decision.
I think it's fucking creepy if I take her back to my room.
It is.
No. Yeah, okay. I will take her back to her parents' house.
Oh, how gentlemanly of you. What do you tell them when you bring their daughter slung over your shoulder, passed out at like 8 a.m., 9 a.m.?
I just say that, like, well, it's not fucking the modern day. I say we spent the night together and she had a bit too much to drink and she's feeling a bit worse for wear. I wanted to bring her back.
Give me a charisma check.
She just needs to sleep it off.
The parents don't like you, but I mean, how could
that's
they
fair.
under these
Yeah, that's
circumstances?
fair.
They take the daughter, they put her away, they shoo
I
you
go
off.
back to the bar, okay? I'm gonna fucking slap the shit out of Pigeon for this. Which I think is completely and utterly fair.
Yes.
I
What the
hell's
come
your
in-
problem,
I come
man?
into the door and I just fucking lamp you in the face.
You need to roll to hit.
Yeah, I will roll
oh,
tick. 'Cause
oh.
It's fucked up.
Pigeon dodges.
Surprised though, I'm getting surprised because
I have 2 to my surprise adjust.
Give me a D10, Pigeon, for your surprise. You need to roll
Do I want high or
D10
low?
plus 2. You want high. Yeah, you're not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
he's not surprised.
He's not surprised.
You come in pissed.
Yeah.
18.
Whap.
Get fucked. Yeah. I'll roll
What the hell?
temporary
What the
damage.
hell? What are you doing, man?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I thought it was gonna make her shit herself. I forgot.
I think after I hit him, I leave. I go back up to my room. I'm pissed. I am super pissed because this is like I know what's happened. I go to my room and I check the milkweed. I know how much I had. I had
It's
8
gone.
You're
doses.
missing 2 doses, yeah.
I've now
Yeah.
got 6 doses. I know that means that he risked her life there
Yeah.
with that. And
Nope.
I mull on this for a while. How long is she going to be out for?
6 hours.
Okay. Still morning,
Eraser
so-
will try and smooth things over between the gang. You know, he goes upstairs, Eraser, once he's gone and you're laughing to yourself, Pigeon, Eraser goes, buddy, Pigeon, that's not a good look. I know you're jealous, but like, you're only going to drive him away if you do that.
Well, I thought it was the shit one. I thought it'd
Well,
be funny.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty. Look, they're having a good time. They're vibing, and she passes
She
out on
falls
her pasta.
asleep.
Like it's fucking
It's
hilarious.
man.
I think it's fun. But come on, things are a little tense right now. Everyone's dying. We should
Yeah.
keep the band together, nice and tight. You know, I don't want to tell you how to run your personal life, but
I'll tell him I'm sorry.
yeah, I think that would go a long way. You know. I've
Look
never
at him here.
seen Luther
Yeah.
with a woman before, so this is. I mean, imagine if Luther, made Patricia shit herself when the two of you were a thing, right?
Oh, I would have been pissed.
Yeah. So like, you got to find a way to patch it up.
All right.
Maybe,
I'll get him a beer.
It's fucked because right, I came into this town trying to make Pigeon and Eraser have a good time.
well, you succeeded.
You
And
succeeded.
I succeeded, yeah. And then he's done the opposite. And actually looking back to Patricia, I was always bigging him up. Like, Pigeon only ever got laid because of Luther, like the first 5 times.
Pigeon,
Unbelievable.
you hear a rap at your door.
There's no like peephole on the door, is there? No?
No.
I open it.
I have
Oh.
2 beers in hand.
I'm sorry, man.
I step aside and open the door.
I come in.
Let him in. I close the door. I take
I go
the
to
beer and
hand you a
down it.
beer. Yeah.
And then I take your beer
I
off you and
thought it'd
down
be
that as well.
funny, and it didn't turn
It's
out
not
to be
fucking.
funny.
You could have fucking killed her.
Oh, who cares, man?
She's like the hottest girl I've ever seen. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but she was mean to me about the rings, and she's gonna take you away.
She was fucking weird. Why are you trying to hit on her right in front of me?
No, I was trying to just be nice, man.
You're a fucking weird kid.
Hey, you don't call me weird.
You're lucky I'm not beating the shit out of you right now. You're lucky you're my nephew.
Well, yeah.
I don't even know. You know, I was going to ask her to come to Shybrook with me. That's not going to fucking happen now, is it?
Well, no, we just got done saying no girls, man.
I wasn't. What you mean? We were saying no girls in the lair, no girls in the group, you know?
Oh.
Whatever.
Well, all right.
I put my hand out.
I don't take your hand. I say, instead, I put my hand on your shoulder and I say, blood's thicker than water and brothers are more important than girls. This is fucked up and you got to make it up to me. Now get out.
I'll make it up to you.
I get out.
I slam the door. Oh, man, crazy scenes.
Well,
I think about what I'm gonna do when she wakes up, but yeah, we can call it there.
Yeah, I think it's a slow day in Thornwood as people sleep off the drinks, rest up. It sounds like we're not trying to get involved in murders within Thornwood. We're here on vacation. We're ignoring the murders. It's not our business. It's someone else's problem.
If these were any other characters, we'd probably get involved, but I think
I'm not a hero.
For us, I mean, if anything, we just feel more at home.
Oh yeah.
Before we can start our next session getting to Shybrook, but I do want to resolve the Bernie storyline somewhat here. What's the play? Do we ignore her? Do we say something?
I don't even like I don't even know what I would say.
Yeah.
I think I don't. Let me make a willpower check.
I think fail. I think that means you.
Yeah, I don't think he can lose the attempt to shoot a shot. So I think what I will do is I'll wait till the evening. So I kind of know she'll be awake by then, but she's probably still gonna be feeling pretty like fucked, right?
Yeah, she'll sleep for 6 hours and then she'll be drowsy for 6 hours.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna like buy some flowers if I can, or pick some flowers maybe.
Mm-hmm.
As you're leaving, you see at least Pigeon just fucking laughing.
He's such a twat.
It is just so funny to him that you're having the best time of your life, and then he comes over there and the girl just falls asleep, man.
I think I go and buy some flowers, and I'll write a little note. And in the note, I say, I don't think I'm going to admit that Pigeon spiked her drink, because that's just fucked up. I'll say, sorry that you're not feeling too well. I guess you're not up for our trip. But if you are, or you want to say goodbye, I'll be in the Tiger's Tail tonight. And then I leave it with the parents. And I will try and convince them to at least give it to her. I'll say we had a great night last night. I'm sorry that she's not feeling too well. And they can decide what to do with it. If they don't give it to her, they don't give it to her.
Okay.
And then I go back to the group and I'll just go and start drinking with them. But I sort of like, I'm cold with Pigeon.
All right.
I spend most of the night talking to Eraser and ignoring him.
You have 15 charisma, Nick. I'm going to go ahead and make you a charisma check at disadvantage over here.
Yeah.
Wow, a natural 20 and a natural 1. If it wasn't at disadvantage, it'd be great.
Shouldn't I be rolling these though?
Perhaps, but I did it now. Bernie does not come back to see you this night. Maybe you can see her on the way back through town.
Yeah.
If
crazy.
By the time we leave Shybrook, there's room in the party for another person. But we'll leave the next day. We'll travel the East Road past the Black Pine Marsh. And when we come back next session, I'll roll an encounter check to see if there's anything on the road to Shybrook. Else we will arrive in Shybrook, where we can take a beach vacation, maybe hire a wizard or kidnap a wizard or bribe a wizard, and just see where the story takes us.
Probably not kidnap a wizard. I feel that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I would say not kidding.
It kind of has to be consensual, I think.
Yeah, our goal is to get them to join up.
Hopefully a lesson that pigeons learned over the last night.
Hopefully.
Now,
Yeah.
man, Luther and Pigeon and Eraser, we're going to be laughing about this in a few
Oh,
months.
sure, yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I could ever forgive someone if they did that to me and I was in that situation.
In the real world, oh god, that's totally different. But yeah, that'd be
Yeah, so fucked up.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
like
really
morality
funny, though.
outside, like obviously, like it's fucked up. Like if you knew someone who'd done that to someone, that would be fucked up. But even just looking at it from a personal point of view, I'd be like, that you fucked me over so bad right
Imagine
there.
a wizard does that to their friend who's just hitting it off with the girl and they cast sleep on the girl. It is so funny.
At least you could wake her up though. This is worse.
Yeah, yeah. The people who kill grandpa in the middle of the night to take his money and, smother grandma in the bed, they can't take a joke.
This was a step too far.
So
Well,
fucking funny.
That's it for Hardly Heroes today, everybody. We'll be back sometime in the near future or on the very next episode when you're inevitably watching this after we filmed it 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Go.
See you later.